Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Drinks on Monday podcast. Pat is still on hiatus. Dan and Mike are joined by bartender extraordinaire and friend of the podcast, Katie. We're going to be talking. We're going to be getting into Dan's $10 challenge.
This is the first one.
First one, yes.
First
inaugural.
Why don't you
annual.
Why don't you explain to everybody what Dan's $10 challenge
So
is?
Once upon a time, I challenged, or I brought up a segment for the show called the $10 challenge, and that was to go to Binny's or any liquor store. I went to Binny's with $10 and see how much you can get for your money. So I took the opportunity to do that for this episode. Today is May the 4th.
May the 4th. This episode will be dropping long after that on Monday.
It's funny that we're recording on May the 4th, though.
And we'll be discussing the premiere bit of Lucas-exploitation, STARCRASH, which was featured on Mystery Science Theater 3000 to return. So we killed two birds with one stone on that one.
Yep.
And we're going to try some new things with the format today. We'll talk about food and drink.
Yes, food and drink.
That's where we were discussing before the podcast. We can't figure out what Dan likes. You like food and drink, right?
I do. I don't mind music. I enjoy.
It's okay. I don't mind it.
I have a different musical taste than most people do.
Oh yeah.
What's the difference?
There's a lot of teenage girls in the world, Dan.
Most people at this table, I should say.
Harry Styles? Is that are you into?
I like Taylor Swift and Selena Gomez and
yeah.
My bubblegum pop. It's a very manufactured. You know what? That came out like in high school, and that was
how old are listening to Selena Gomez?
I don't know.
Did you do
8 years maybe?
To the other boy bands?
You know, I'm really not a boy band type of guy. I like NSYNC, and I liked NSYNC when No Strings Attached came out. I think that was the album. With it's good.
Is that the one where that meme came from?
I think so. Yeah.
I don't understand that meme. I was into
No,
it just says May.
He says me,
he says me, but it says it like May, like it's gonna be
like
May.
I think
Yeah.
I think he's given an.
That's my least
explanation
favorite
for it.
meme of all time. I think it's fucking dumb.
Get it.
You worse than the Batman and Robin one.
I don't mind the Batman around.
What about
That
the Willy
one's
Wonka
too
one?
much.
Willy Wonka? You don't
Those
even.
were if
you
I
don't
were
even
to guess,
That was just overplayed.
those would be those would be my top two. Mike Vanderbilt hates memes.
No. Okay, all right. I hate that one. You know what one I don't mind?
Which one don't you mind?
I'm not sure what movie it's from. What's the perfect date? April 25th, because you can just wear a light jacket.
Oh,
What movie is
that's
that?
from like Drop Dead Gorgeous. I think that's
It's William Shatner interviewing. That one's kind of funny.
Yeah.
Okay, I gotta
I
look that
prefer
one
the
up.
Mean Girls date meme.
That one's all right. I had
Mean
to do
Girls
some
meme.
serious research to figure that one out.
Yeah, that's. I'm pretty sure that's Drop Dead Gorgeous, one of those late '90s teen girl movies.
Any Twin Peaks meme, and I like Twin Peaks, but I fucking can't stand Twin Peaks memes.
Okay.
I just see them once in a while. I don't know. My biggest problem, I love Twin Peaks, but anybody who watched Twin Peaks who's not my age appears to think that they're the first person to ever watch this very popular television show that ran on a major network in the early 90s.
Yeah,
like it wasn't a cult hit.
That was on the cover of TV Guide every week.
That everybody's mom had a T-shirt that said who killed Laura Palmer.
Yeah.
It's really not that edgy.
Last night, I was at the Music Box at the David Lynch retrospective they're doing there.
What movies did you see last night?
I saw a movie called Blue Velvet Revisited, which is like a behind-the-scenes documentary.
Oh, it wasn't even Blue Velvet.
No, I've seen Blue Velvet probably a dozen times. So this was like a behind-the-scenes making-of documentary that I had never even heard of it.
I heard about it because it's just Dino De Laurentiis saying, "No, you cut hour out of the movie."
2 hours.
It opened with ear in the field.
Dino wasn't in it, sadly.
That is unfortunate.
There's a lot of David Lynch with his pants like hitched up just a little bit higher than his cool, which is really charming. And Dennis Hopper just talking like a crazy person, which is also fun. But the interesting thing about it is, like, with Blue Velvet, even just they shot it on, like, a different kind of film. They shot it on Super 8, and it looks so different. You're like, oh, yeah, it's just a town in the 80s. It's not some, like, magical other realm just because it was shot differently. It looks so ordinary, you know?
In the documentary.
Yeah, in the documentary, all the sets and stuff, they look so ordinary.
I think the first time I heard about Blue Velvet was when Dennis Hopper hosted Saturday Night Live in the 80s. And he does a skit where he ends up on a church lady, and they show a scene from the movie where he's huffing.
Yeah.
From the
Daddy wants to fuck.
I
that,
think
that
so.
part.
And Dana Carvey's just being a church lady, and Dennis Hopper's just being Dennis Hopper.
Huffing, yeah.
Actually,
It's very funny.
have you ever seen Blue Velvet?
First introduction was in a film class when I was 18.
All
But
right.
yes, I have seen Blue.
I have not seen it.
Oh, it's good. It's one of my
It's
top
weird
10
as
movies of
fuck.
all time.
I'd
Of
say
all
it's
time, huh?
All time. No
I'd
joke.
say
would
it's
be into it.
David Lynch's best movie, I think, because he
It's
had
up
Dino
there.
De Laurentiis tell him, like, you need to bring this in at under 2
I mean,
hours.
I like Wild at Heart a lot too, but that's an argument.
Is that the
Wild
one with the
Heart-
horse?
That's an argument for the other podcast. I
Where
think.
the horse is jumping from the diving board into the pool?
No, that's Wild Hearts Can't Be Broken.
Okay.
Another teenage girl movie.
So I've been
Wild at Heart, he had the snakeskin. It was
I've been
Nicolas
ex-
Cage in the
I've
snakeskin
been ex-
jacket.
Individuality.
I've been exposed to a lot of like musicals and a lot of what I did not know were kind of gay cult films.
Sure.
Because I did not know my brother was gay when he was
To be
young.
fair, I still
Did
don't
your
think.
brother?
I still think you're the gay brother.
I don't know,
Ben.
but when you like, I wanted to make.
So would you guys sit there and watch like Priscilla, Queen of the Desert?
See,
shit like that?
I didn't know what a stereotypical gay person watched when I was a kid.
Sure, of course not.
Only as I've gotten older and I realized that
You
the
watched
movies,
a lot of that
the
stuff?
movies that I watched were stereotypical gay movies. That I come to realize, there were a lot of clues that my brother might have been gay before
The
like,
teal tank top.
about 3 years ago. No, see, I didn't
That
even
was
know.
that's what
that
gave
my-
it away to everybody else
my
when he
son-
wore a teal tank top. apparently.
on my 30th birthday, which was about 6-7 years ago, my brother wore a teal tank top. I still did not know he was gay.
But for some
You're
reason,
like, that's my brother, right? You're
Yeah,
like,
that's just
that's my
like
brother.
I mean, like he lives in Arizona. I live here. There's a lot of times when people just don't have girlfriends because that's just like they don't have girlfriends. But I was just kind of like oblivious. Like I just like it didn't. I guess it didn't matter. But then he says the reason why he didn't come out is because I said something very homophobic. So
Oh, too bad.
yeah, whatever. I mean,
But you guys are cool.
yeah, we're cool. But like I've seen Teen Witch multiple times.
Oh, I like that movie.
Wait,
That bad rap is.
Oh God, I love that bad rap.
Yeah, it's so good.
is that the one with Tim
Sabrina,
Curry?
Teenage Witch?
No,
That was
the
Teen Witch.
80s one. It's like a Valley Girl musical
Um,
witch movie from the late 80s.
Is Tim Curry in that one?
I don't think so.
He's in a witch
No,
movie.
he's in The Worst Witch.
Mm.
Have you ever seen the
I feel
movie?
like I'm really pulling out my video store dollars.
She's
today.
Out of Control with Tony Danza and
No.
Amy Dolenz. I
Oh my
think
God,
Mickey
I'd
Dolenz'
watch
daughter.
Like a
Ah,
Big
shut
Ten
up.
movie.
It was a cable movie.
Was it? I've seen it. I mean,
I'm saying
I've-
it was on cable a lot. I
Oh
think,
yeah,
right?
I don't know. I don't.
Okay, I'm gonna name what I think are stereotypically gay movies and see if this works. Hocus Pocus.
I've seen it, but not when I was a kid.
You think that's a gay thing? A gay
Oh,
culture
yeah.
thing?
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna throw one out.
Tu Wong Fu. Thanks for everything.
My
Julie.
brother
That's too
liked
obvious.
it. My
That's
brother
too
liked it.
obvious.
I've seen it, but I didn't quite get cross dressing when it came out.
Yeah.
Like he was really into like Pretty Woman.
Okay.
The Wizard of Oz, which I still can't. Oh, it's coming back to me. I could watch it now. It's like Southern Comfort.
Wizard
like,
of Oz is good.
It was like I had to have a long period of no Wizard of Oz
Mhm.
so that I could incorporate a little Wizard of Oz here and there. Kind of
Right.
like Southern Comfort.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Southern Comfort, the Walter Hill movie?
No, Southern Comfort, the alcohol. Like like you kind of
Why?
blow your load on it like when you're about between 21 and
Sure,
24. Then you just take a good
You throw
A
up
good-
the Wizard of
Take a
Oz.
good 10 years
a good
off.
10 years off, and then you like
Southern Comfort.
slowly reintroduce it. Oh, I remember SoCo.
I'd say Southern Comfort is right next to gin and like liquors that people won't drink anymore.
You know what?
No, people drink gin.
I
No,
could-
like they won't drink it. Like
They had
had
a
a bad.
traumatizing.
They had a traumatizing experience
My-
on either
Like
gin
Southern-
or Southern Comfort.
My-
Captain Morgan and Jägermeister have those stories.
My
Yeah,
first
Jaeger's
bad
a
experience
big one.
was from gin. I think my second was from Jack, and my third was from SoCo.
I can't drink Jack. Not straight.
Well, can you drink
Well,
like
but you can drink
Jim
whiskey.
or Jameson?
Yeah, but Jack.
Jack is different. I'll give you that.
I know it's arbitrary, but there's something about that bottle of Jack Daniels. He said in front of me, and I go, "Oh God!"
All right.
Yeah, I had a regurgitation one night at Joe Bailey's when somebody bought me a shot of Jack Daniels, and I slammed it, and it went down, and it came back up, and I had to you know how it comes in your mouth and you don't want to spit it out, so you have to grab it and then have the double back down, it's like, but then you got to swallow it back. Oh man,
You liked Rocky Horror growing up too, didn't you?
I did. Is that a gay movie?
That crosses a lot of lines, I think.
Clue has a big gay following.
Tim Curry wasn't gay, was he?
I think he might be.
Okay.
Yeah, he's still alive.
Ish. Yeah.
You know what? He's kind of dropped off after the stroke. So, what else? You got another one or two?
I mean, if you're talking about
Congeniality,
that's a little late.
That's a little.
Yeah.
Again, those
you
are
gotta
high
talk about
school.
you gotta
I'm
talk
talking.
about stuff. Oh, I know you really liked Return to Oz.
Yes, but I wouldn't call that gay.
It's Wizard of Oz.
I thought that one was scary.
Oh yeah, it's so dark with the Mombi and the TikTok. Oh, it's one of my childhood favorites. Flight of the Navigator, Explorers.
They did a Flight of the Navigator episode on Saturday night movie sleepovers that I haven't listened to yet.
Do you remember when ABC had
the Disney movies
on Sunday night, 6:00? They would have.
Are we going to talk about Mr. Boogedy?
I don't remember that one.
The horror one that they sucked him into the vacuum at the end of?
Did it freak you out?
No, it was very silly. And then there was the Bride of Mr. Boogedy. Like, they were kind of popular amongst me and my friends when we were growing up.
I don't remember that one.
I don't know that. I don't remember.
You guys don't know Mr. Boogedy's worth, there's going to be a resurgence of Mr. Boogedy in about 5 years. I'm going to have to read some think piece on one of these other film sites about how Mr. Boogedy premeditated
trans icon.
It's a trans icon, or premeditated the move into conservatism in the mid 2000 into late 2000s.
Oh, who knows?
Wait for it. Just wait for it. Mark my words. Put it down here.
Start making the memes. See what happens.
Mr. Boogedy. Which were you? What were you going to bring up?
Well, I remember Flight of the Navigator.
That was a theatrical movie.
But I remember it being on the ABC,
Disney.
the Disney movies of the week.
Well, I think they owned those 2 hours of ABC for 20 or 30 years.
Yeah, it was. I mean, I remember watching those until I reached an age where In Living Color was a better option.
Yeah,
That's what I grew up watching.
I love In Living Color. So
I didn't always get In Living Color, but
well, you're white.
yeah. Oh. Yeah. Anyway.
So
Anyway.
now what are we drinking tonight? Now,
Yeah,
Dan.
tell us
So
what
Dan
you're-
goes to.
No.
Dan-
Like can we've tasted the wine.
Okay.
So crack open your delicious.
The wine is interesting. It's like drinking perfume almost. It's got a real drinking perfume kind of quality to it.
Very vinegary.
I don't like this beer. I don't think. I've been drinking it. There's something weird about it.
Classic ice.
There's something off.
All right, and then
Out of Wisconsin.
and then I'm just gonna pass this little guy around. Everyone take a little nip, all right?
Everybody else can go.
Well, here,
Me,
let's
I
let the
have had that
let's let
before.
the audience in at home. So the beer we're drinking is Classic Ice.
I don't like
That's
that.
all it says.
It smells like pee.
It's recyclable aluminum. Now, Dan, where's that mom wine you brought us?
Okay, the mom wine is right here.
I'm going to say right now, it's not officially mom wine. You want to know why? There's a cork. Mom wine generally has a screw top. But this is definitely White Zinfandel. That is definitely an old lady wine from Blossom Hill. I haven't had air.
So it's a drunk old lady wine.
California 2015.
And Katie's taking a little nip off of whatever Dan has in the airline bottle here.
That's not
which
bad.
is
Black Velvet.
ooh, and that little boy's smile. You liked that song too
Yep.
growing up, didn't you? I know you did. It's a blended Canadian whiskey. Nothing Elvis about Canada, that's for sure. Aged for only 3 years. It's quick, fast. 80 proof, huh?
So,
You think they add shit to it to get that proof?
Tastes like whiskey.
I think it's like a Canadian club.
It's bitter. Like it's harsh.
It's not
It
delicious.
burns.
It's not delicious.
I wonder if we
But
can get.
typically, I don't
Shots.
drink Canadian Club out of an airline-sized bottle without mixing it with like a ginger ale,
Fair
cola,
enough.
or maybe even like a
Museum water.
yeah.
The label does look like it's probably
It's-
somebody's well whiskey.
It's actually hurting
It
my
is at Mother
stomach a little
Hubbard's.
bit.
That's why I've had it.
Oh, you've had Black Velvet.
They have a green label. I'm pretty sure because there are different labels with the whiskeys.
I told you this is
Label
my
is
favorite
my
David Lynch movie, right?
I thought it was Blue Velvet.
Close enough.
Oh, but
45.
to bring it back around, the second movie we watched was Mulholland Drive. And I was sitting in front of about
That's a good one. That's that one where the gangsters throw the people off of the side of the hill in California, and they all wear the fedoras and shit, and they cruise around in cool cars.
There's elements of that. I was sitting in front of a group of about 6 or 7 young people who looked about 19, 20 and had never seen the movie before. And one of them just laughed all the way through the movie.
I don't remember that movie being...
Every time somebody said a line, that was a little bit stylized or stiff, you know what I mean? Because David Lynch has that real, characters deliver lines in weird ways. And this kid just fucking cracked up at every single line.
I don't remember it ever being particularly funny.
It's got funny parts, but it's like a 2.5 hour movie. Yeah, it's not supposed to be.
That was supposed to be a TV show.
Yeah.
What, really?
Yeah, they shot a bunch of stuff. It was going to be for ABC, and ABC passed on it, and they said, okay, we're just going to make it into a movie. Yep. And they're like, but David Lynch, it's just a pilot. How can we make it make sense? And David Lynch just looked at him and said,
it doesn't have to.
Just like Lost, huh?
It doesn't matter. So they just cut it into a 2.5 hour movie?
Yeah, it's about a 2.5 hour movie.
I thought I wanted to show the weekend it came out, I think.
The ending is awesome. The whole, there's the first about 3/4 of it is, they've got a whole plot arc going, 2 different plot arcs coming together. And then if you've never seen Mulholland Drive, then suddenly it takes a twist and you find out that, and then it's a completely different story with the same characters for the last part of it. A much darker story.
Like a season of 24?
I don't know. I didn't watch 24.
So, very nice.
But it's good.
I've never seen it.
But I was just sitting there the whole time just, grumbling because there was some fucking kid behind me cracking up the whole movie, and I wanted to lean over and say, you sound stupid. You know who laughs at absolutely everything? Idiots. I was very annoyed with this kid.
That's Mike Vanderbilt's standard hate there, right there.
Well, I mean...
I don't hate everything. I just said that I like that.
But you hate intensely. As do I.
I just said I like that meme about Drop Dead Gorgeous, the one with Bill Shatner on it. I enjoyed that very much.
No, I know. You like
I don't hate everything, but when I get mad,
I know.
I'm a bitch. It's true.
Let me try this wine y'all be talking about.
I poured you a glass, didn't I?
Katie, you did.
Yeah.
It's sweet.
It's like fruit. It's like fruity.
It's white
Good for making
Zinfandel.
sangria. You take something like this and you throw in some triple sec or some.
You think you could spike a watermelon with this?
Spike a watermelon in any booze. But you're better off using Everclear on a watermelon.
Yeah. Why fuck around?
Yeah. Exactly.
Just
if you're gonna do it,
just get everybody fucking. I can't say it. Pat's not here, so just get everybody wasted.
Is that a Pat
Is that a Pat
O'Sullivan
thing?
coined term?
Well,
that everybody on the planet uses?
No. There's. I'll save it for when Pat's back.
Oh, fair enough. So Dan wanted to bring in. He's got this drink.
Well,
talk about.
Let me tell you about my. So I decided to go to Binny's. Okay, I could have went.
Why Binny's?
Because Binny's is kind of like.
You're a fan, right? You're a connoisseur.
I'm a very big fan.
Are you a card carrier over there?
I do. They gave me the card the first time I was there, and that thing is long gone. Like
they should just let you put it in your Apple Wallet.
I just give them my name and zip code, and they look me up. So, but I didn't.
Picture of you behind the register,
Mr. Lynch.
I didn't want to go to like a neighborhood liquor store where you could like find the shopping cart that's got like the last one section in it.
Right.
It's just a whole bunch of like Lucy's that, I wanted to try and go to like, the very like corporate-esque liquor store.
And Dan, I just wanted to mention that Dan has done something like this before about 10, 15 years ago when we were living in our old apartment together. He went over to the liquor store, Mishka's that we lived next door to. Corbacus. And he bought just a bunch of cases. He bought like 3 cases of weird stuff. Panther Ice Ale. Something that looked like it came in a box that looked like wood paneling, and it had a picture of guys camping on it. Northern. And I liked that they had a picture of like, all right, if you're not sure who you should be buying this for, like the guys camping around the campfire and fishing and shit, these are the guys who would enjoy this.
These were the last ones, and I remember that I tried to put them in the fridge.
In the freezer?
Well, we couldn't get them cold enough to be tolerable, man. They were just fucking awful. They were awful.
Panther Ice Ale was a trip.
Yeah, the Panther. No, I like the Panther better than the Northern.
It was a purple and black can. It was cool.
And this was before the time when I like.
Probably the same stuff for two different audiences.
I could like. I could. I could drink a lot more swill now than I could 10 years ago.
Really?
Yeah. Like, because I didn't start drinking beer. I started drinking vodka. So I could drink
I think everybody started drinking vodka.
I could drink the cheapest vodka in the world when I was like 19, 20. Like the Dimitri $6.99, like mix it in Gatorade and just like have a weekend out in U of I and just like walk around with my jean jacket and like just a big old Gatorade bottle, just like.
I remember being 17 and having a bottle of vodka that one of my friends had an older boyfriend, and his name was Spanky. And Spanky got us a bottle of Pop-Off. And I remember all we had to mix with it. Yeah, y'all don't believe me when I tell you where I come from. But.
No, I had to remember that I had a friend named Spanky.
You
and that
did?
we come from different places. I was like, wait, was it...
No,
so-and-so?
different, probably a similar dude.
I had a friend named Spanky, and we had to
Spanky because he actually looked like Spanky.
I had
from the Little Rascals.
You beat me to my joke.
Oh. That's why we called him Spanky.
Ladies and gentlemen,
no, I'm pretty sure he was a meth head.
Only Pat scripts this.
So
we don't script.
He had a little bit of a look to him. But anyway, I don't know. I just remember drinking Pop-Off and Diet Coke, and it just being.
Yeah,
I never saw vodka.
You were desperate to get drunk.
I never saw vodka as something you would mix with Coke. It just never made
sense.
sense.
It's just all we had in my parents' house.
I know a lot of people do that.
Unless you do a cherry vodka or a vanilla, like a flavored vodka with
that
Coke or
sounds
Diet.
right.
It's very European to just do vodka and cola.
Oh, really? I would always do like vodka.
Hell, I thought we were white trash.
Clear, or juice. But
well, hey, that's a
it
fun.
was continental.
That's a fun game to play. European or white trash, like
Florida or Germany.
mixing. All right, here we're gonna play. We're gonna play real fast. Vodka and Coke. Florida or Germany? Florida. Bringing your child to the bar.
Ooh, I'm gonna say
Florida.
Germany. That's very European. That's all the questions I have. That's all I could come up with real fast.
Is that a real fact, or did you just make that up?
He went to Wikifacts, man. I watched him type it into the computer.
What about what?
About those two things.
No, I mean, think about it. Like, think about where are the places you would expect to see a child sitting at the bar? France or Florida.
Applebee's.
Wait,
Applebee's brings a little piece of Florida to every part of the continental United States.
Applebee's has
the continental United States. Yeah, Florida. It's its own.
Florida, it's its own thing.
The 8th continent of Florida.
America's dick.
And it's always flaccid.
It's America's dick, and it's got the crabs to prove it.
Oh, Dan.
Okay, so
Third time's a charm.
I'm at Benny's, and I'm just kind of like walking around, getting a lay of the land. So I pass the good beers. Okay, they're all priced at $9.99 and above for a 6-pack, and I'm like,
the good beers.
Yeah. So I'm like, you know what? I cross these off. So then I go down a little bit further, and I get to like the more domestic beers, and I'm like, okay, cool. So like we're rolling here. So I see like the Parrot Bay and the Seagrams, and I'm like,
wine coolers.
Yeah,
you were a big wine cooler fan for a minute there in our 20s.
I think Matt was bigger than I was, but I'm like, no. And then I go a little bit further, and I see, okay, we start getting to like, I can't do a 30-pack, okay, because I couldn't find a 30-pack at $8.99. But I found like Bud and Bud Light.
It's interesting because usually the cheapest beers do come in a 30-pack.
Yeah, I could find
your Rolling Rocks, your Grain Belts.
I think $10.99 was the cheapest that I could find, and that was out of
for a 30-pack.
Yeah, that was out of the range.
Go to this place we went to in Wisconsin where they had 30-packs of Cool for $6.99.
Oh, 30-packs of Cool for $6.99.
But why would you buy that when you can buy the 4-pack for 99 cents?
This was an incredible liquor store.
Woodman's.
So
it was amazing.
So I finally, I'm like, okay, so like I didn't want to just get like a bottle of Skull and then say, well, I couldn't afford any mixers, so we're just gonna pass the bottle around.
God, nobody would fucking make it to work tomorrow.
Because you could get a bottle of vodka, like a liter, fifth of vodka for under $10. But it was also the one that I was looking at was the jalapeno infused vodka.
Oh no!
And I was like, I don't even like what
That
I'd
sounds
have
pretty
to
okay.
buy some tomato juice or something.
What
for
do you
that.
drink that with, bartenders?
I think a Bloody Mary would be
Margaritas.
perfect
Okay.
for
Yeah.
it.
Oh yeah.
Well,
Definitely
Bloody
Bloody Mary.
Mary.
We used to
Wait.
have the absolute papar.
Jalapeno vodka, you said?
Yes. And so I finally found the classic ice.
Who makes this shit?
Who does make it, Mike?
Lacrosse. It's lacrosse.
Everybody,
Oh, okay.
everybody, take a drink.
Take a big swig of this shit.
This is 6% of deliciousness.
6%, really?
I wouldn't have known.
Any of the ice
Yeah,
beer,
me neither.
ice beers are generally
Right.
gonna get you rocked, right?
What's the reasoning behind that? Bud Ice, Ice House. This,
Yeah.
Classic Ice.
Yeah,
I think
Milwaukee
it's-
Ice,
I
old
thi-
Milwaukee Ice.
Yeah, Bud Ice.
They're
It's like,
all
I can
about
see
they're
the-
all high.
100%.
They're all high A.
I can hear the commercial for this now. Like, you just had a long day of collecting cans off the side of the road,
Nah.
and you
got
You've-
yourself $2.
you've worked for this. Not only have you worked this, you've earned this.
So the,
It's classic ice time.
the classic
You get that
ice.
shot of it, like with the
Sorry.
ice flowing and like the
Yeah.
water.
And then you cut to a guy dumping a bunch of pennies on the counter at a liquor store.
You see him with all of his hobo buddies, like around a fucking, I don't know, dumpster, fucking singing songs and shit.
Ashley's looking at the receipt. The classic ice comes in 4-packs.
Fucking
I was
amazing.
able to get 2 4-packs, 8 beers.
They sell 4-packs down here in Illinois too, huh? Because the Cool came in a 4-pack.
The
Yeah.
classic
So wait,
ice-
whoa.
Wait,
So
they're
the
not
Cool was
tall boys
the
either.
Cool. No, neither was the Cool. Cool was 99 cents for a 4-pack. How much were the 4-packs?
It was $1.99.
Oh,
for a 4-pack.
moving on up to the east side.
Who the fuck do they think they are?
This
There's
is
not
ice beer. This is not the
There's-
watered
This
down
is the ice.
cool.
It's more
There's
bang
not
for your
even an
buck.
umlaut on the S or the other S on
So
here.
so I thought to myself, okay, I got a $2 for a beer, so I could still keep looking, you know.
Yeah.
See if I can
have
find-
$6 left.
Yeah, and I want you to do this every 2 weeks.
See if I could
Yes.
find. So I was like, all right, so I got my beer. So let's go look at the wine. Okay. So
Because you're classy.
you know, okay. So I don't know. We got ladies here. Ladies, have you?
Ladies, you like bitches, you like wine.
Have you ever had
know who
like
you're
a
talking to,
like a
Dan.
like a barefoot Moscato? Like, have you ever had barefoot wine?
I have drank
Yes.
Yellowtail.
Yes.
I've drank Barefoot.
I've had
drank
Barefoot.
$2 Chuck.
Okay. Barefoot was the cheapest I could find was $4.99. So
Barefoot
For a
and Yellowtail
750.
are great.
$7.50. $4.99.
I buy that when I am going to somebody's house to watch, like, you know, the
And you
Oscars
just-
or something.
And you're just gonna leave.
And
it
it is
there.
my personal bottle of wine.
You just bring one bottle of wine?
I'll bring 2, but one's for me.
Okay.
Wait a minute,
That's
really?
what
One for Sharon.
That's like 5-6 beers. Like
Yeah, 2 bottles at least.
or the big guy, the Magnum.
I'm just saying I'll bring
The
a personal
jug?
bottle of wine to parties sometimes.
Okay.
Because that's how I do.
So I'm like, all right. So I keep looking, just keeping my eyes open. I find that a 12-pack of Old Style is only $6.99.
That's
Cheapest domestic, decent. I know Old Style's not great, but
I don't care for Old Style.
$6.99 for a
Don't like it.
12-pack. You know, that would have been 4 beers a piece. That would have left $2 to $3 in the kitty to continue with the challenge. And so, you know,
I don't think this is fair that I'm paying $20 to host this show on Libsyn, and you're going to get away with spending $10 at the liquor store every 2 weeks.
I've spent more than $10
$20
on
a month.
podcasts.
That's
So
true.
I've
$20 a month you
I
guys are
see-
coming out
And we're
here.
not drinking your beer.
I see the Blossom Hill White Zinfandel, and they're on closeout, which means they haven't sold very well. So Benny's wants to get rid of them.
I don't know why.
All right. So Barefoot does not come in the 1.5 liter.
No, it doesn't.
This is
Yellowtail does.
This
though.
is a 1.5 liter that I was able to get for $3.99.
Fucking amazing.
And that's on sale. That's not the
Yeah,
original
that's not sale.
retail.
Okay, but like
price.
you know, if
Probably
you if
retail
you're
is
looking,
conceivably,
You just
could go to Trader Joe's with the $10 challenge, and everybody could have a personal bottle of wine.
you just had a long day riding the rails. You're just stopping in town for the night. You've got a couple bucks in your gunny sack. What are you going to do? You're going to get yourself a case of Blossom Hill.
A case? Goddamn.
Just go
And
in.
get 10% off. On
When
top
it's
of it.
when it's off it when it's however much marked down over.
No, it was that price. So this was normally an $8 bottle of wine.
Okay.
So I got the deal, and I went with the Zinfandel because
Did you try to negotiate him down at the
No,
counter?
I'm not that type of guy. I went with the white Zinfandel.
Did you pay him in pennies?
I figured it was the most agreeable. Like, Merlot is a little weird and Merlot, yes. And I always when I see
Cheaper
Merlot, I
wine.
always think of Sideways and just Paul Giamatti's character just disliking Merlot.
To be honest, it's not. I enjoy wine, and I'm not a big fan.
What about
of Merlot.
Chianti? You like Chianti?
I'm not a fan of it.
I have not had Chianti.
Like a blended red.
Very soft.
Oh, I
You
love it.
sauce
I
that.
only
I
know
love
like
French.
3 kinds of
French.
wine I like. And
What do you like?
I always buy those. I like Cabernet, I like
Same.
Pinot Noir, and I like Pinot Grigio.
There you go.
That's
Pinot
what I buy.
Grigio,
Cabernet.
Cabernet, and Pinot Noir.
Yeah.
Pinot Noir is very nice.
Sometimes a Riesling because I'm German, but
It's very sweet.
what it's
not
supposed to be.
often. Not often. It's more of a dessert wine. Then you don't buy a personal bottle of Riesling. You know what I mean?
I have.
Well, maybe I'll try it
I
sometime.
don't. Mike, do you remember the time when we went to a party once upon a time and we used to split a case of beer? And then we got older and we would all just bring our own case of beer?
I'm sure I've told this story a million times before about there was
No, this is mine.
Mishka's, the other liquor store that we lived by before we were living in that old apartment. They must have had a run. They must have had like a backstock of Pabst Blue Ribbons. They were selling 12 packs for
$3.99.
$3.99. So when we were going out for the night, everybody would just pick up a 12 pack of Pabst for
Hell
themselves
yeah.
and go to whatever party we were crashing.
We're
We were never invited. We were never invited.
talking
We would
2000
hear about it through somebody else. Probably my sister. My sister was always a little more well liked than us.
There was a one
I don't
time-
know how that happened either.
There
I'm
was-
shocked.
There was one party we went up north where we brought a case of Coors Light, I believe,
And a bottle of Southern
and
Comfort.
a bottle of Southern
Oh,
Comfort.
I remember that one.
And it was a handle of Southern Comfort. It wasn't no fifth. It had that little
We
handle
got
on,
in-
and we just passed it around.
We were invited by a girl that I was hanging out with, and we walked into the kitchen, and it was like one of those moments where the record player stops and really kind of looks at us, and these two oafs, and we just like, anybody want some SoCo? And it was like, okay,
It was
And
part
then-
of the part of the tribe.
That's a commercial, and then all across the
Yep.
screen goes Southern Comfort.
Yep.
It was that stereotypical.
When nobody really likes you.
And you don't even like yourself.
the Chicago flat, the Chicago apartment, the one
Bay
like,
windows.
they have like we've been to a lot of them, and they all have the same.
Bay windows to the left, living room to the right, kitchen to the right, and then like a pantry that may or not be somebody's bedroom towards the back.
True.
Right? Yeah,
Nightstand
that's
and a
every
bed.
apartment party we've ever been to in
Depends
Chicago.
if it's a 2-bedroom or a 3-bedroom.
2-3 bedroom, 18 people living there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
No booze in the house though. Not
bathroom
fucking
hasn't
one
been
bottle.
cleaned in a minute, and there was always a line down the hallway to get into the bathroom, and I was like, "Why do I have to shit at this party? Everybody's
Southern
going to
Comfort.
know I'm shitting when I take 5 to 7 minutes."
Right. And then when you open the door, everybody also knows.
yeah, and you always got to do the
No-
double
there,
flush.
There was no denying it. That for sure.
And like when you gotta go and you hear the first flush, you kind of like you're like
You
a
already
bat-
start peeing a
you're-
little bit?
You're like a batter. You're on deck. Like you're like, all right, I'm ready.
I can
now."
let a little. I can let a little drip out of the pants right now.
What you feeling too? It's really nothing new. It's the same thing every day. I'm in the wrong place at the wrong time with what I do and say. I've tried and tried to right my wrongs and turn them all around. Turn around, turn around, turn around. Busted, busted, busted for what I did. I didn't think it's around. Busted, busted, busted for what I did. I didn't think it's around. Busted, busted, busted for what I did. I didn't think it's around. I didn't think it's around. Well, I made a big mistake, but baby, that's
All right, we're back. We're talking about food.
Yum.
Dan Lynch, what do you have to say about food?
All right. Well, I've been wanting to do one of my favorite things about the show is the Southside Eats portion. So we really like when we're talking about Hog Wild and
I think
and,
what
and burritos and
not that we have any iTunes reviews, but everybody said the show really came alive whenever we start talking about places we ate that week.
Mr. Sub.
Everybody likes
Did you see
Taco
that,
Burrito King.
Did you see that Mr. Sub hoodie
No, I didn't.
on Facebook that I shared?
No.
They're selling Mr. Sub hoodies.
What?
It's got the Mr. Sub logo up and down the sleeve.
Yeah, but it doesn't beat Subport.
That's a Dalton thing.
No, it's in fucking South Holland.
That's South Howland, Dalton, Harvey, whatever.
Well,
The Dry Dutch community.
so I postulated going to Raising Cane's.
Where's it at?
It's on 111th and Cicero in beautiful downtown. No, it's really
That's Oak Lawn.
It's just Oak Lawn.
But they're
It's beautiful downtown Oakland.
Is
There's-
there a downtown?
It's the newest development of Oak Lawn with
there's a Chipotle's over there. There's the Mariano's.
Mariano's.
There's a Mariano's that Katie got asked to keep it down at.
Oh, that's true. Oh, that's the
What the hell
Mariano's.
did you do?
I swore.
At the
That's
bar.
a family place.
In the
Katie.
grocery store.
Sitting in a bar. Fuck off.
Well, no, I'm okay with that. But Jesus Christ, how lit did you get in the grocery store?
Not that lit.
She's fiery. She's got the German blood in her.
The bartender comes over. Excuse me. You two are in a grocery store.
What time of day was it?
8 o'clock at night.
I got pissed.
I'm sorry, man.
Wait, was it
Fuck you, lady.
topic?
You've been
Wait,
overserved.
Somebody pissed. I need to hear this fucking story.
No story. Katie was
got pissed
she
at
was
somebody.
she was just motherfucking people from work or something. And
Yeah, I was just bitching about somebody that I knew and being like, this motherfucker this and this motherfucker that. And then this actually church lady bartender comes over and goes like, excuse me.
The bartender at the grocery store.
Yes, the grocery store bartender
Getting paid a really high wage with benefits and PTO.
comes over. Well, whatever.
She was very polite about it, but it was like, babe, you can't curse in the
I
grocery
felt
store.
very judged.
You can. You got to be kind of.
You can only do it when you're beating
I
your kids.
felt very judged. Okay. The only thing that was ever worse than that was when I was riding in an Uber on my way to International Mr. Leather, and I called somebody a motherfucker. Talking to my friend, not talking to the driver, and the driver turns around and goes, God doesn't like it when you talk like that. And I was like, I don't give
God doesn't give a
I was
shit.
like, I don't give a fuck. What? I just went, uh-huh. But in my mind, I was thinking, I don't give a fuck what God.
So that's where the Raising Cane's is, over by the Mariano's, over by the Cooper's Hawks.
Yeah. So
They're a big place down in the South.
Where we
It's
shouldn't go.
Have you-
Southern style chicken.
have you've eaten there?
I've eaten there.
Fried
Yes, I have.
chicken? Like Southern,
Yeah.
like
So-
hot chicken?
No.
No,
It's just chicken fingers.
the whole menu.
There's no like.
There's a
They
sandwich,
have
but it's a chicken.
alcohol,
It's a
or is
chicken
this
finger
like
sandwich.
a kid's family
No, it's like a
place?
fast food place.
I think
No.
they only have a drive-through. I don't even think you
No,
can
you
get
can-
in
I
there.
think-
They serve
you-
margaritas.
You could go inside. There,
Yeah, Chipotle has booze now.
there was no booze. Okay,
All right.
and I should just
Like I said, there's like 6 meals on the menu, and it's like chicken fingers are a chicken finger sandwich, and then there's like
Dylan,
a
Dylan,
dough.
Dylan.
But I went there. It was okay. It came with coleslaw and fries.
So
and
I took
shit,
a picture of the menu. So they have the combo, the 4-box combo, 4 chicken fingers, fries, 1 cane sauce, Texas toast, coleslaw, regular drink. Then they have the 3-finger combo, which is all of that except just 3 chicken fingers. Then they have the Caniac combo, which is 6 chicken fingers.
Oh, that's what I got.
You got the 6?
Yeah.
Then they have the sandwich combo, which is 3 chicken fingers on a bun.
Ooh.
And then they have the kids combo, which is just 2 chicken fingers. They have
Who's gonna eat that?
They have like
Children?
the fresh squeezed lemonade, Coke products. So
Very nice.
And they have the little balls of ice, like the tiny little ice. What's the name for that?
With the hole in the middle?
Artesian ice?
I don't know. No, not like the big ice balls, like little
Do they
ice,
No, I know what you mean.
like
hand-
crushed, but
They're
not
like,
really.
They're like little balls
Like
of ice,
what-
and they have a little hole in the middle, and they float in the middle of your glass.
Like Rock
Those?
Island ice?
No,
Rock
like I
Island
think
Public
Katie's
House has
talking
fancy
about the
ice.
right thing. It's just
I'll show
it's
you.
not cubes.
I'll
it's
show you a
just
picture in a second.
Mint julep crushed ice?
No.
Sort of.
No, not crushed.
Okay.
Like it's a kind
Is it
like it's a ice. I don't know if it comes out of an ice machine or what, but it's not square. It's kind of round, and then when it melts in the glass, it turns into sort of a sphere, like a cylinder shape with hollow in the middle.
I don't think
So-
I've heard
I
of
got the
that.
box combo.
Okay.
Moving on.
Did you go by yourself?
Yeah, I went by myself. Tuesday. That's
Do you eat alone often?
my significant other sometimes doesn't like the same food as I do.
Oh no.
So
Oh,
sometimes I go and have the foods I like on my day off.
Fair enough.
picky eater.
She is, yes.
No.
I've gotten her to.
Dan Lynch
I've
isn't a
gotten her
picky
to-
eater.
to
I
come
like eating
to come to
alone.
my side. Like she eats sushi now, and
That's good.
what else? Sushi's the biggest thing that I talk about. Like I forced her to have some, and she was like, "No, I don't really like sushi." I'm like, "Just try this," and then she tried it. She was like, "Oh, that's pretty good."
Sushi is good.
Tuna.
Yeah.
Oh,
Salmon?
man.
What was
It was I think it was a spider roll or shrimp tempura roll.
There's so much shit
That's
on there. You
barely
almost don't
sushi.
even you don't even taste the raw fish. So what'd you think of Raising Cane's?
I liked it.
I wasn't impressed. I just thought it would taste like chicken. The cane sauce was okay.
The
The
cane
fries-
sauce I could leave. That was
It was like
It's
what,
not,
like a-
it's not like
Everything-
Nashville style chicken, right? It's
No,
just
this-
chicken.
Is everything
nothing
made
special
on
about
premise?
it.
Are they doing their own
No,
breading, fresh
it
chicken,
feels like
local
it.
chicken,
I don't know if
fresh
it's local,
barbecue
but
sauce?
it's everything is like it feels like it's made to order, And the chicken strips are nice. They're not overly breaded, like hard fried, like a
like KFC or
yeah,
Popeyes
like
chicken.
those are hard fried. These are kind of like a lighter, delicate breading.
I would prefer to go to for chicken fingers. I'd probably prefer to go to Popeyes.
Do
I
they
l-
use the panko crumbs, the Japanese ones?
I don't
They're
know.
a
I
little
didn't-
Like a
lighter in
tip-
color.
Like a tempura style batter.
Mhm.
It wasn't that.
No,
light,
no.
But-
It's, it's. I mean, I was underwhelmed with it.
I got honey mustard. Mike? What did you think of the fries?
Were they waffle?
They were crinkle cut fries.
I liked them, but they weren't great.
You're-
You know what? Also, I ate mine in a styrofoam box, so I don't know if that has any effect on it. But that's how I eat
On
most of my
after you
food.
brought it home?
Or-
Yeah, I brought it home with me. Yeah.
After you're probably
So it was, like, half
little
cold?
toasted.
What?
Were you a little toasted when you brought
No,
it?
no, it was the middle of the afternoon.
I read the paper or play on my phone while I
Yeah.
sit there and eat.
Yeah,
Coleslaw, they give you almost nothing. It's like
not a lot.
It's like 3 bites of coleslaw. The Texas toast was really good.
I like the Texas toast.
I got the 4-piece, and the 4-piece was maybe just about 2 bites too much. But you
Leave
just
out the coleslaw.
I had
there's
do
nothing to
love
coleslaw. Coleslaw.
He's got
I
2
did,
bites.
oh, I love coleslaw.
Yeah.
I got the big box, and
The
I
big-
just ate that. I ate the last crisper that was left, like either later that night or the next morning. I just left it on the coffee
Crisper,
table
you
and
mean
finished
that
it
word.
off. It was crisper. It was crispy enough.
The price point was fine. Anytime I could get out of a fast food restaurant for less than $10, I'm happy.
That's actually pretty impressive nowadays.
Because do you 2, 3 ever go to Panera?
I used to work at Panera.
Panera is a little pricier than so
It's a little bougie for me.
it's hard to get out of there under 10.
You can, and you don't get a lot. The one good thing about Panera is that they do donate at the end of the day. Usually the next day, some local charity picks up all
Is
the
it
leftover
Panera
bread.
that has those stores in some cities where it's like pay what you can, and then the people that pay more subsidize the people that don't pay anything?
I am
I
very
don't-
unfamiliar with
I
this
don't think
concept
so.
because I live in America.
And
No,
there's-
I'm just kidding.
It's in
No, I've
like
never heard
Seattle
of it.
or
That's
Portland
cool.
or
That's
some shit,
awesome.
but there's some sandwich place, and it is a chain. I'll have to look it up.
Wait, that sounds Jersey.
I feel
Mike's
like-
sounds like they would do something.
They
like
have
that.
places where basically like you can pay $1 extra for your sandwich, and if 3 people do that, that subsidizes somebody who's homeless or whatever and can't pay for their food.
So
Yeah.
then they have like a little side piece of, hey, we have this many, not a side piece. They have this little thing on the side of, hey, we have 10 free meals that we can get
No,
away
you're
today.
you're thinking of Chipotle because every time somebody orders extra meat in their taco or their burrito, and they don't get charged for it, that comes out of my burrito, right, Dan?
Oh man.
Isn't that right?
That's the most
This
Republican
is the
thing
first
you've ever
fucking
said.
time you've ordered at Chipotle? If you don't know how to do it, ask someone for help. It's not hard, man. You don't get every single thing in your burrito bowl just because it's there.
I honestly have have no.
Have you ever been to Chipotle, Ashley?
Yes, but I really don't know.
They
if
get
you're
all
making a
four.
joke
They
or
get
being
all-
fucking serious.
It was Panera Bread. Used to have a place.
They get all 4 salsas on them.
Why not?
They don't do it anymore, but for a while, Panera had the pay what you want concept. where you-
Nationwide.
No, at like a at a.
West
It
Coast?
was a store in Chicago, actually. They don't have it anymore, but they had a store in Lakeview where you could, say you're ordering a $3.99 sandwich, you pay $4.99, and that dollar goes towards somebody else getting
That's
a sandwich.
awesome.
Yeah.
Or round up. If it's 4.34, just say make it 5, and
Yeah.
you're never gonna miss the 76 cents.
Yeah, and
But somebody will really appreciate that.
sure,
76
yeah,
cents.
and if
That's, I
3 or
really
4
dig
people
that.
do that, then somebody else can eat for free. Who needs to?
So Ashley and I went and had supper at 4 p.m.
Oh, like the old people do.
Well, we went to Petey's. We went to Petey's. We went to Petey's Bungalow.
Hey, is Petey's Bungalow in Oakland?
Petey's Bungalow is also in beautiful downtown Oakland. And
95th Street, right?
Yeah,
95th.
right on 95th, over by the Toyota dealer and the Target.
Okay.
And,
7-Eleven and,
It's
hospital.
this. Ashley and I brought the average age of the clientele and the staff down to about 75 years old.
Half of the people there could have been my
Great grandfather,
Grandparents.
great grandparents.
Dead.
Wood paneling, big menu, lots of steaks, lots of seafood, but everything was
Not
pretty
even
good.
a big
Is it like a
menu.
fancy restaurant?
No,
It doesn't
it's
look
not.
fancy
It's
from the
a-
outside.
It's a
So
Have you ever heard of
okay,
Pete?
it's
Is
a
it
$40 surf and turf dinner. But when you think of going out to eat, when I think of going out to eat, when I was a kid, even if it was like the diner that was open from 7 a.m. to 4 p.m., I had soup, I had salad, there were rolls, I had the whole dinner, dessert.
Oh,
was included,
the classic
a soft
Greek
drink, or-
restaurant.
but it's
no, it is great.
it is
Did you
Greek,
have
but
the
it doesn't have
the water-
Shout out to bartender
the water in
Mike.
the amber glasses.
no.
No, we didn't even get.
You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, we were at the bar though, which was all wood paneled, only 2
We
TVs
also
in
got
there.
right
Oh,
after
that
they
sounds
opened.
great.
Cubs game on,
Then everybody else came in,
and we were the first ones in there, and then all the regulars started coming in. They
And
were
we
all in their 60s.
Totally sitting in
As- and-
somebody's seats.
and the bartender explained that they all don't work, so they don't have anything else to do.
It was
Not because they're
super cool.
deadbeats, but because they're retired.
because they're old, yeah.
Yeah.
He actually made the joke about the average age coming down before we said anything about it.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't even hear him say that. But it was good. Inexpensive, probably $60 for a couple
So we
beers
got
and
Couple
appetizers.
beers, a couple Coors, couple vodka sodas, half dozen fresh fat fucking
Big
oysters.
old oysters.
No, they were really nice oysters.
Saganaki.
Saganaki, which almost set myself and the building on fire.
I thought she was going to tear that place down. The waitress.
Shockingly, no burn marks on the ceiling.
They paint
we
that
did
place
2 bowls of
regularly.
A
soup,
little extra brandy on that, huh?
2 bowls of soup, lots of garlic bread, and then
Oh, the-
we'd
and the
split
veggie tray.
catfish. Oh,
Or
yeah,
did you
the
get
whole-
like the deli tray
They
with the
give it to you,
olives and
yeah.
the radishes and
the
Old
thing
school.
was, too,
I have it. I'm sorry. There used to be a restaurant in Tinley, on I think it's where Holstein's is now. It was called Bogart's.
Yeah,
And
it's
they
over
had
that
a-
way.
they
It's
had
not
a-
where Holstein's
Hey.
is now, but it's over that way.
I get them mixed up.
Yeah,
Wasn't
it's on
there
that
a
street.
restaurant in Homewood that was Bogart's?
It might be the same. It's probably the same owners.
They had this 96-ounce butterfly sirloin. Which
Jesus
is-
Christ.
I could have eaten it if I didn't
Family
fill
of
up on
4.
the relish tray.
Mm. You made him.
I think
Olive-
that's
the
probably why
black
it was
olives,
smaller.
Green
That's like
olives.
more than
Radish.
5
Onion.
pounds of meat.
Well, there's some of it cooks off.
There's some gristle on there.
Yeah, but if it's
Sirloin's-
right, if it's
sirloin's
cooked
not
right,
that-
it
6
melts like
pounds,
butter.
90, because
Throw in a couple
96 divided
t-shirts
by
and hats for the
16 is
kids.
6.
And if you finish it in 60 minutes,
I don't think it's the same. No. There's no gimmick to it. Like they know most people aren't going to finish. They're just going to take it home.
But Petey's, I would like to go. I would like to go back. I would like to just hang out in that bar on an afternoon and watch a game. I guess it seems like a good place to do. If they don't,
HD TVs.
I was disappointed it was HD TVs, but they were very
weren't the best
very
quality. It
small,
was still
very
blurry.
old HD
There were
TVs.
2 TVs.
Do they have
And
HD
they have poker.
programming?
I don't know if they had it on the correct channel, Dan.
Yeah.
But
Of course, we had the day game. We had the day game for the Cubs, and we had the news, which was like the very
And
first
old people in
request
their
of
news.
the next person that came in.
we're going in there, and we're like, it's 4:00. Who's coming? Who's going to Petey's Bungalow? And I'm like, well, it's probably people who just watched Jeopardy. And no joke, the 2 old people that walked in after us started talking to the bartender, and he's like, Did you guys get Final Jeopardy today? Like, fucking
It
call
was
me
the best
Kreskin. Like,
It was the best of times. It was the worst.
and we got out of there
times.
before they put the wheel on. So, I highly recommend Petey's Bungalow. I would go back. Better than Raising Caine, I would say.
I
Different
honestly
kind of
think we
place,
should
but
get a group of everybody and go have
Well,
dinner.
so they're all stopping us when we're walking out because we're the only young people in the place who aren't there with their
He
parents.
was adorable.
And they're like, "Oh, bring all your friends in here." We're like, I don't think you want that. And Katie, where did you eat?
Well, this weekend I was away. I was in Portland.
Business or pleasure?
A business, actually. I was at a film festival at a place called The Overlook, which is on the southern side of Mount Hood in Oregon. You pass through a town called Boring to get there, and then you pass through a town called Government Camp. So it's about 90 minutes outside of Portland. It's up on the
Is that
side
where you
of a
flew
mountain.
into Portland?
Yep.
I assume government camp is more exciting than boring.
I didn't stop in either of them.
Actually, I would prefer to
honest
be in
with you.
boring.
Didn't stop in either of them. And so it's up on the side of the mountain, and it is the hotel. The reason that they have the film festival there, this was the first year they had it. The reason they had it there is because they filmed The Shining there, but not the interiors, just the outside. Just the outside of this hotel is the hotel in The Shining.
Because the interiors were all sets, right?
Yeah. I mean, it's just most movies, the insides are
And
sets.
the one that inspired King is in
Colorado.
Is it? Yeah.
But that hotel
Okay, that's why I was confused. I kept telling people you were in Colorado.
No. So there's two Shining hotels. Their first one is in Colorado. It doesn't look anything like The Shining. They didn't shoot there at all. It's a Stephen King stayed there one night with his wife. They were the only people in the place, and so he started writing The Shining after.
And
that.
he drank 24 cases of Budweiser. while he was there.
Probably.
He used to drink. I mean, he's a recovered alcoholic.
Yeah. So the Stanley doesn't look anything like The Shining, but it is the Stephen King place.
You
And
can stay in the Stanley. I know people.
Yeah, you can stay at the Stanley. But this place is more interesting to me because it actually looks like The Shining because they actually shot the movie there.
Did they have the maze there?
No.
Did they have the topiary animals from the 1997 shoot the book version that Mick Garris did?
No.
Because him and Stephen
McG
King.
did that.
Because not
Yeah.
Mick Garris.
Okay.
Him and Stephen King both hate the original Shining.
They're wrong. I'm sorry. Well, you know what? Mick fucking Garris, he hates that hotel so much. He fucking showed up this weekend, so eat it, Garris.
The Venom.
He was there this weekend, motherfucker.
Oh, Mick Garris saw a paycheck. He ain't
Yeah,
stupid.
he did. So I was there for it was kind of in and out. Flew in on Thursday night, was gone by Sunday afternoon. I was there all day on Friday and Saturday at this lodge. It's a cool lodge. They built it in the 30s. The outside, if you think about The Shining, you know the part in The Shining where Wendy goes out the bathroom window, and they're outside running around in the snow, and he's chasing her with the knife and everything? That's all outside of this hotel.
Okay.
Oh, nice.
So the hotel that you picture in your mind is the place where I was at.
I thought you were saying they just did like exterior shots, not that they actually filmed right outside of the hotel.
Yeah. Well, anything that's the outside of the Stanley in that movie is the outside of this place.
Stephen King actually wrote a sequel to The Shining, and I
Yeah,
think
Dr. Sleep.
that they have a prequel that's coming to Hulu.
There's a Stephen King series coming to Hulu, but nobody really knows what it's about.
I think. Well, I
Oh,
know
that's
that-
the one where him and
Castle Rock. or
that's the
whatever.
one where him and J.J. Abrams are going to try and out Stranger Things, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah, the trailer looks like it's like, oh, you guys did Stranger Things. We're going to show you how you do
Oh,
that.
yeah. You want to see how it's done, motherfuckers? Yeah, that's kind of what that trailer
Well, I mean,
I would imagine. Here's my guess. It's going to tie into the Dark Tower in a way because it's going to feature characters from all the Stephen King novels, like in a town.
Well, I'm reading the book It right now, and I didn't
Oh, it's my
realize.
favorite.
How far are you?
I'm about 700 pages in.
Okay, you got it.
So you're about a quarter of the way there.
Yes.
No, around 900 or so is when I stopped. I was
Really?
done.
You
As
got
an
900
adult,
pages into a book.
There's
The
only
fucking book is 1100. No,
Yeah.
Yeah,
there
it's like
were- There
1100.
were other factors. I had seen the movie.
I
as
can't
a
believe you
kid,
got
but
that far and gave up.
Other
'cause, like,
factor.
I can see
My
reading
house was-
100
okay.
pages and being like, fuck it.
One, my house was broken into a few times.
They
that
stole the
year.
book.
No, fuck you. My house.
No,
was
she
bro-
had
I
it
was
hiding
just
in the.
freaked
He had it in
fuck
the
out.
freezer. Nobody
Okay,
could find
but
it.
You've read it and you've gotten this far. The Paul Bunyan statue? There is actually a massive Paul Bunyan statue at Governor State University, and I was attending school there at the time. One of the several times I dropped out of undergrad.
I'll admit, I was reading the book on the plane there and back, so, it's a big book. It'll keep you entertained on a flight.
Though.
And I was like, sitting there reading it and being like, I have my criticisms of this book. I was putting on my film critic hat for a minute.
You said that?
Huh? I do have issues. There are some things
the
about
book?
it that I don't like.
Okay.
The structure is very repetitive, and the character of Beverly is not great.
Okay.
Is that the girl that everybody fucks?
Yeah, the girl who only exists to be beaten or fucked. Yeah, that one.
That's what I thought it was.
Yeah, her. The only girl in the book who.
Not the judge from Light Court.
The only girl in the book.
And not the guy who pretended to be gay on Three's Company.
Somebody's wife. Yes, the only girl in the book.
Yeah.
So what'd you eat when you were at the lodge?
Anyway.
How was the scene?
It was cool. The thing is that the food at the lodge, like this lodge, you guys, it is not somewhere I could afford to stay normally. I sat down. I actually had a moment. Have you guys ever come into a restaurant and sat down and been seated and greeted and got your water and your bread, and then you get the menu and you look at the waiter and you go, "Listen, buddy, I'm gonna leave you a few bucks on the table because I respect your profession, but I can't stay here."
Once, and I stayed, and let's just get appetizers. It was at Shallot's Bistro up in Skokie, Jewish restaurant. I mean, because they kept everything, like, they could only have certain beers, and they had to keep everything separate because it was,
being kosher.
It was Orthodox and being kosher, and like I didn't want to go to Red Robin, and this place looked like different. It looked interesting. It looked like some local color.
Your options in Skokie were Red Robin
or this
or
place,
like
because we'll buy a movie theater, and it was just I ate, but it was all very expensive, and it was all very good, but it was definitely out of. Very few things are out of my price range. I would say, and that particular day. This was out of my price range, and that said, I should have just skipped the quiet ones and just stayed at the restaurant, though.
I sat down to eat, and I looked at the menu, and all the entrees were about $40, and I just looked at the waiter, and I said, "Listen, man, I'm real sorry, but I gotta go." I left it $5 on the table and left.
So where'd you go eat instead?
Drink your dinner.
Well, they have a pizza place down in the basement. And you could eat popcorn at the movies. So that's basically what I lived on for the weekend.
I've had popcorn for dinner once or twice.
Yeah. Oh, though I will say.
What did they eat in The Shining? Did they ever eat a meal in The Shining?
Whatever Wendy made.
There's
probably
stuff
like macaroni and cheese.
Tons of food in the pantry.
Yeah, I can't remember if there was ever like a scene.
Yeah, they had that walk-in freezer. They had plenty of food.
Okay.
It's plenty to eat.
Are we back?
Yes, we are, Dan. Why don't you tell us what we're talking about today?
We're talking about STARCRASH.
Yeah,
Today's May the 4th be with you.
STARCRASH, the 1978 Italian? It's Italian, right?
Capital I-T.
Italian Star Wars knockoff. Lucas-exploitation, if you will. Starring Carolyn Monroe, Joe Spinelli, and Peter Cushing type, Christopher Plummer.
Don't forget Marjo Gortner.
I don't know how to say his name.
Marjo Gortner.
So who can tell me what happened in STARCRASH?
So Acton and Stella.
Stella Star?
Yeah, they get arrested for piracy and sentenced to like prison, and then they get busted out because they're like they need them.
Dan, you sound like a fucking girl at the bar ordering a vodka soda.
All right, that's what happened in STARCRASH. So we wanted to talk about it because it is Lucas-exploitation.
No. Ashley, why don't you take up from where
Yeah,
I...
take over. Take
please.
over. Go ahead.
So what happened after? What happened after that? After what? How'd you end? Because they needed them.
they need him to go on a mission to save the Empire, but the Empire is good in the movie, and
And there's a robot who talks like a
love,
hillbilly.
I love
It's
Al.
a robot.
Yeah.
The Southern gentleman.
He's a cross between
robot.
a
And
cowboy
why in
and
space would you have a southern accent? Like, what's the reason for that?
Why not?
This is the
That's the
Why
second.
not?
That's the
But
second
why?
time accents in space came up on 2 podcasts that I did
Oh,
this
yeah?
week. It came up on Daily Grindhouse, and we couldn't figure out an answer. So, STARCRASH was also featured on the new season of Mystery Science Theater 3000. So I thought it'd be a nice cross section. The new season's pretty okay.
What do you
I don't
guys
mind
think
it.
about the? Okay, I have 2 thoughts about the new season. One, I think the sketches are pretty good. I like the sketches on the new season. I think they're pretty great. The monster song in the first episode, I enjoy a lot. Mystery Science Theater is always a little cheesy. It should be a little cheesy, a little corny. But I thought the monster song was really fun. And the riffs are good, but they're different. They're faster than they were.
I know.
I don't watch the originals, but like, they don't have even time. If you were watching the movie, you don't really have time to think about what you've seen, come up with something, and regurgitate it.
Well, sure. I mean,
And they're on point. Like there's like a tempo.
well, I mean, they're not ad libbing.
Initially, Drew and I started watching the Mystery Science Theater version. And about 10, 15 minutes in, I was like, I can't do it. Like, it's a little distracting for me. I've never watched Mystery Science Theater when
really?
I was younger. Like, I just want to watch the fucking movie as it is. So we found it on YouTube.
Was in good quality.
No, it was really bad. Like, it looked awful. Rewatching it again tonight with on the Mystery Science Theater version was a little bit better. Not that I really find myself funny or comically gifted at all, but watching the Mystery Science Theater version, I was like, I made those same jokes yesterday when I watched it on YouTube, but I did make them about 10 minutes after the fact. Like, I wasn't ready to go immediately right away, but I also don't have 15 writers.
17.
Well, right.
17
Including
writers
Dana. I
writing
noticed
my life.
Dana Gould's one of the writers.
Yeah.
And he was a Simpsons writer, and he was a stand-up comedian, and he's pretty funny.
Well,
It is
I
a
don't
lot.
know.
It is a lot faster than the old version, though, and I like it okay. But if anybody wants to say that this is anything more than a nostalgia cash grab, they're a fucking liar.
Well, isn't that what Netflix is turning into? Is a nostalgia cash grab?
It's-
Everything's nostalgia.
I'd rather
Like the-
have
like
I'd rather
Roseanne's
have
coming
this
back?
than Fuller House, to be honest with you.
Dan fucking died. The husband died
No,
on the show,
no.
right?
They watched that whole episode. That
Oh,
whole
Roseanne?
season's just a dream.
Really?
No.
Well,
I
no.
thought I
The last
watched that
episode of
entire show
Roseanne, they
growing
say
up.
that the lottery was a dream.
The last
and
season
Dan
was a dream.
Dan died.
Oh,
And
Yeah,
in the series finale of Roseanne, guys, this is the thing. In the series finale of Roseanne, they say that the previous season, the last season, was all a dream, and
Where it
then-
got real silly.
and
The
they
one-
yeah, right, where they won the lottery and were riding the train
Jackie's
and all that dumb shit.
hanging out with Ernest.
Ernest
That-
P. Worrell.
That's all a dream. That's all a dream. And in the series finale, they say that was all a dream that Roseanne had because Dan died and Jackie's a lesbian.
And she wrote a novel. Nobody knew that already. Come on.
Well, they explicitly say it in the series finale.
First
So I don't know
on-screen
where they're going to
lesbian
pick
kiss.
up with that.
And that's why I don't like it. That's why I think that's cash grabbing right there. Roseanne's
I
having
like
a moment.
Roseanne.
I mean, maybe they could do the Golden Girls next with a hot younger cast. Maybe that might be Netflix's
Amy
new
Schumer
thing.
And Lena Dunham.
Oh,
Would be all
Oh,
of
here
them.
we go. Here we're writing it right here.
Like the Golden Girls is funny.
No, I think the
Golden Girls
is
with
funny,
Amy
but I know
Schumer.
I brought up names that would get a rise up.
No.
Amy
Let's
Schumer.
seriously cast the
Le-
Golden Girls.
All right, the Golden Girls reboot. Amy Schumer,
No.
Lena
They have
Dunham.
to be cast with older people.
No, we need a hot young cast to
No.
appeal to the youth market.
They retired early. They're .com millionaires or some shit.
See?
Betty Davis
Whoa.
honestly still could be on the show.
Yeah.
B.
Rose?
Arthur? No, she's
No,
dead.
Betty White.
Betty White. Okay.
Betty White,
Wait,
yeah.
No,
Betty
actually,
Davis?
I mean,
You said Betty Davis.
I'm going like Hot in Cleveland is kind of.
That's true. It is kind of a Golden Girls sequel.
Yeah,
Betty
like,
White, yeah.
like those are the people that I would be looking into, like '90s era sitcom people
Yeah.
to star in
Betty
a new
White
star.
stars in that, right?
I think so.
Yeah.
But like, is Jane Leeves and Wendy Malick?
They're
and
not old enough to be Golden Girls, I don't think, are they?
Now,
Well,
now they might be.
It'd probably be like Jane Fonda and like that show
And-
Grace and Frankie on Netflix is kind of the Golden Girls of now.
And like
Yeah,
older
that's a good-
broads are
that's
hot.
good.
Older broads are hotter now than they were in the 80s.
Is that
Like,
true?
look at Jane Fonda.
Jesus Christ.
Look at Jane Fonda. Look at Mary Tyler Moore before she died.
Uh,
They're better looking than any of the Golden Girls.
Okay.
No?
Not even Rue McClanahan.
I didn't like Rue McCann. She was a little too hillbilly for my taste. Some people say Southern, I say hillbilly.
Blanche? Come
Yeah.
on.
She's too hoity-toity.
I don't know. I would not have
She's
banged
too good for you.
my ass. I would not have banged any of the Golden Girls.
She would have turned you down.
I would never be. I would be hanging out at a convalescent home. Who cares about 4 old
Because you were
heifers?
trying to get some.
Who cares
you
about-
got desperate.
Who cares about 4 old heifers in a house? I'm not going to compete with Quentin Tarantino.
What about, wasn't George Clooney there too?
He might have
On
been.
Golden Girls?
He was on Roseanne.
He was on Facts of Life too. Sure. Was
Him and
Ted McG-
Jackie had a love
Booker.
lane.
Didn't Ted
Love
McGinley
Love
show up
Love.
in the last season of the Golden Girls?
Oh, did he?
No. Just assume, like before it ended, Ted McGinley was probably there though.
What? He showed up in the last.
Happy Days, The Love Boat. But
Married
then
with
Married with
Children.
Children was the one where he didn't jinx the show.
But there's one more after Married with Children, isn't there?
The Ted McGinley show. I think it
Yeah.
became a joke that Ted McGinley was. I want to say he probably showed up on Arrested Development.
Oh, I don't remember that.
That seems
I
like
don't remember that.
Well, we don't know any of this. So
Moving on.
Moving right along.
So
We know.
StarCrash.
StarCrash.
So StarCrash, like there's certain elements you need to be qualified as Lucasexploitation. Number 1, capes. A lot of capes in this movie, right? A lot of capes.
There's some custom production in this movie.
Yeah, they all look like Barbarella. The story I heard was that they still hadn't gotten Star Wars over in Italy yet, and the only sci-fi movie they'd seen was Barbarella, so they just made everything look like Barbarella.
So they knew Star Wars was the thing.
They
but
saw
hadn't
pictures. They
seen
saw
it.
some pictures, but they never saw the movie. That's what I had heard. I think.
I
As-
mean, this must have been right after then.
Oh well, because this came out in '78, so this.
Okay.
Although the director contends that they were working on this long before Star Wars became a thing.
Sure.
Maybe they had
Does
a
the
couple of
appropriations
rewrites
get
or.
paid or no?
There's also an opening crawl
Yeah, right.
in the
How
version.
many lawsuits has this guy won?
There's also an opening crawl in the version that Ashley saw.
Yeah, the YouTube version.
What did this
Can I
say?
just say,
I don't know. It looked like it was in French.
this is a bit off, but do you have a Roku or an Apple TV or anything like that,
No, I
Ashley?
pay for cable.
You
I have
gotta-
cable.
How much you paying now?
You gotta get
Oh, U-verse is fucking expensive.
you gotta get one of these Rokus though, because they have a
Yeah,
YouTube
okay, so
app,
the thing is,
and you can type in anything on YouTube and just watch it on your
Well, we
TV,
do
and it's
that.
glorious.
We do that. The only thing that ties me to
amazing.
cable, which is a conversation that I had with Russ, fan of Service Industry Confidential, also fan of Drinks on Monday. We still purchase cable television because we enjoy sports.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
sports
yeah.
Because we
kinda
live in
ties you to that,
Chicago,
yeah.
And being in Chicago, like, you have to have access to local television
And-
programming to watch your team.
And I'll tell you what, cable companies are not going to give that up easy because there are a lot of people who still have cable because they like to watch sports.
That's the only reason why.
I mean,
so-
Yeah.
You know, Amazon bought the rights to stream the NFL on Thursdays. Like,
Every
I'm
team?
more
no, just Thursdays.
baseball is
'Cause-
a huge
No,
thing.
but like,
I can
Can you
by
watch
the
your
fucking
team
cable
locally,
league.
or do
No.
you have to pay extra for that?
Well, it's hard to watch your team locally on Thursdays.
Mm.
Like,
Because there's only
that's-
one
Because
game.
those are NFL.
Because they're
broadcasts.
yeah. So usually they have to be picked up by like channel 50 to watch the Bears
What's
on
for anybody not
W-
in Chicago? What's channel 50?
channel 50 is nothing. It's WPWR. It's local.
Huh.
It's-
Growing up, it was
it's-
channel 8.
It used to be UPN.
Channel 8.
Yeah.
Oh, God, remember UPN?
Oh yeah.
Oh, man.
So
That and the
I mean-
Warner Brother Network.
I mean, but like
WB.
what
Yeah, with the frog.
what Twitter
Singing
paid
frog?
last year
The Frog and the Wayans brothers. That was
Yeah,
on the WB.
that's all that was on there.
That was all that was on the WB.
Yeah.
Unhappily ever after.
Oh yeah. Oh, what was
Married with
that?
Children knockoff?
Oh, Married with Children. Oh, Married with Children exploitation. Yes.
It's like they looked at Fox and wrote down like the formula, and then they tried.
So you got to have the Wayans brothers at 7:30, and then a
They
show
got
about
the-
an unhappy
Didn't the
husband at
WB
8.
They got
turn
the In
into
Living
the
Color.
Yeah.
Did they have a cartoon too?
No, they didn't.
Was Capital Critters on that? No. No, Capital Critters was ABC.
Animaniacs was on Fox, right?
I remember Animate, and it was followed by Freakazoid.
I hated Freakazoid.
I don't remember Freakazoid.
Came on
Neither do
after
I.
Animaniacs.
I remember watching cartoons well into high school, though.
I remember watching cartoons
Well,
in
my
the morning.
sisters-
and I
my
spent most of
sisters-
days at school.
My sisters are 6 years younger than I am, so they watched cartoons. You know, as long as I
Dude.
lived at home, there were cartoons on. I had younger siblings.
Like I like Batman the Animated Series. Like I remember watching that after school, in high school. Anyhow, so
StarCrash.
StarCrash. StarCrash is Mike calls it Lucas-ploitation.
Yes.
Is there a lot of other Lucas-ploitation
There are quite
out
a few
there?
that you can tune into the Daily Grindhouse podcast where we discuss it at length.
Okay.
Name some titles, Mike.
H.G. Wells' The Shape of Things to Come, The Last Starfighter, Transformers the Movie, Masters of the Universe, Star Raiders, Battle Beyond the Stars,
I like Message from Space.
Message from
The
Space,
Japanese one.
The War in Space, which is also Japanese.
How about the Hidden Fortress? What about that one?
That would be proto-Lucas-ploitation. We'll be discussing that on Revenge of the Pod People.
I take issue with
Tonight's
it being
episode?
called exploitation, but we can talk about that later.
I think it's funnier that way,
Yeah, but it's not accurate.
but it's funnier.
It's not accurate.
So the funny thing about the StarCrash Wikipedia actually has in the plot section that this article's plot summary may be too long or excessively detailed. Did anybody notice anything excessively detailed or too long about StarCrash?
Oh, that was kind of like my reasoning.
That's
Watching
my
it with
favorite
Drew, I was like, it has a
Wikipedia
story.
warning. It's like nerd alert.
There's
Some nerd takes this way too serious.
there's a lot of weird connections to. You ever seen 1980s Maniac,
Yeah,
I think I have.
where he's got all the mannequins in the house?
it's very, very, very New York,
Very sleazy.
like serial killer
But-
horror movie.
The gentleman Joe Spinell, who plays Count Zarth with a Z,
Not Zarzar.
not Darth,
I thought
not Darth.
it was Zarzar.
And Carolyn Monroe both appear in that movie, and the guy who does L, also
he's my favorite.
also appears in Maniac. Let's talk about L for a minute.
The-
So
the
usually
dude
there's
robot in
usually there's
space
prissy
is
robots in
freaking
space, but this
awesome.
went the other way and had a cowboy, I
Okay.
guess.
So the robots and what's his name make the obvious jokes about the accent, and you know, like it like primes my brain to like hear this accent every time they talk, but then when he comes back at the end to help her crash the ship into the planet or wherever they were crashing into, I was like, there was a part of me that was cheering. That he
You were
was back.
excited that
I
he was
was-
back.
I
You were
was-
afraid he was dead.
Because he was like, he had those two guns and he was fighting off all those cavemen, and I was like, all
He
right,
just got ripped to shreds.
I
too.
know, and I was like, wow, he's not coming back.
Then he
And
did at the
and
last
they,
minute.
They made
just
the
like
joke
Han
about
Solo did.
his arm like twitching to say, yeah, he's still up. That arm didn't twitch.
The gleam
Well,
in his
his arm
eye.
twitch.
Now we also get a glimpse of David Hasselhoff with a laser sword in this movie.
God, David, it's what an illumination saber, right?
Sure.
Whatever it was a fucking.
Yeah, so the Hoff shows up as Christopher Plummer's kid, and he saves Stella Star from something or another, from the cavemen, right?
Yeah.
After they kill L.
You know, the cavemen capture L. Not L. Yeah, they kill L. They capture Stella,
Yeah.
and then
Stella Star's a fox, huh?
she was good looking.
Yeah.
All right.
She was in a lot of Hammer movies, and she was a Bond girl.
Was
She's been around, yeah.
Which movie?
Spy Who Loved Me. So StarCrash.
I want to talk about Marjo Gortner for a second. Who's
You mean the William Cat type that they had in the lead role?
That's acting?
Who?
Acting, right?
Acting, yes.
Do you guys know that guy's backstory?
I'd love to hear
No,
it.
but it looked like he had a lot of fucking bronzer on. Like the
He-
budget ran out, and they're
Fair
like,
enough.
"You need to look like a fucking robot. Here's some bronzer."
Well, the thing about that guy is he was one of the very first child preachers.
What?
His parents were traveling tent preachers, and when he was a very young child, maybe 5 or 6 years old, they put him on the tent preaching, and that's where he
Handling the snakes and shit.
not the snakes. That's a very specific sort of preaching. But they had him on the he might have talked in voices, that kind of preaching.
How do you know this?
Because there's a documentary about him called Marjo that came out in the 70s. that I just saw when I was in school, and I just loved it and was real into it. I have it on DVD if you ever want to watch it. But yeah. So the guy that stars in this movie, he was, raised to be a tent preacher, raised to be an evangelical preacher, made his parents a lot of money when he was a little kid. And then his way of teenage rebelling was to act in secular films. Yeah. That's that guy's
He also
story.
tried to sue
Did
his
you
parents,
look into
I think.
that before or after you watched STARCRASH?
Oh, I watched Marjo when I was like 20. I was real into it.
How do you spell Marjo?
Marjoe.
Wow.
Is that how you would have spelled
And
it?
if
No,
you
I
look
would
it
have.
up on YouTube
I would have
or
put
whatever,
it.
you can find
I would have
videos of
spelled
him
it like
live.
Margot, but with an e at the end.
Mm.
You can look up videos of him when he's like a little kid preaching, waving his little Bible around, wearing his little white suit with his little pompadour.
I like the costuming in this movie. There's a lot of tight leather on Marjo and a lot of nothing on Carolina.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she goes into the when she comes back from the ice.
Oh, yeah.
She did lose her clothing.
All
And
the time.
They made the comment. She lose her clothing, yes.
And it's like, in Return of the Jedi when Leia's in the bikini, that has not happened yet. Like,
Oh yeah, they stole that. They stole that from StarCrash. From what's the director's name? Director's name
Joe
is
Lewis.
Luigi Cosi.
No, Joe Lewis is the golf course somewhere over in Harvey.
Luigi Lewis. No,
Joe
it's not
Lewis, the
Luigi.
champ.
No,
Luigi Cosi. That's the name of the director of StarCrash.
I've seen his name twice.
That's not his real name. That's his American name.
Well, what's his American name?
I don't know, but it's Luigi Cosi.
Lewis.
to Wikipedia.
Something?
Lewis Coe. Music was by John Barry, who did all the James Bond themes. And it was released
Interesting. The Bond connections are pretty strong.
and it was released by New World Pictures, Roger Corman's company, when
Oh,
AIP
Roger
decided it wasn't worth their money. And here actually there was a really great quote. Like they asked Christopher Plummer about why he would do StarCrash, and he said, "Give me Rome any day. I'll do porno in Rome as long as I can get to Rome. Getting to Rome was the greatest thing that happened in it for me. I think it was only about 3 days in Rome on that one. It was all shot at once. How can you play the Emperor of the Universe? What a wonderful part to play. It puts God in a very dicey moment, doesn't it? He's very insecure, God, when the Emperor's around."
And he probably shopped for 3 days and then spent 2 weeks on vacation in Italy. It was
Hanging
probably
out in
great.
Rome, doing porn, like he said.
Eating pasta, doing porn, having a great time.
I really liked StarCrash.
I dug it.
I enjoyed it.
Drew, and for those that know my Drew in this room, he didn't understand why I was like super digging it more so than when he digs like everything.
Well, I think all.
I was super into it.
I think-
this is great. There's a fucking story to follow. I get it.
I
And
think one of the reasons
Some
people
great
end up
special
liking.
effects.
I think one of the reasons people like Lucaspoitation as much as they do is because it's better than any of the prequels because it captures that ramshackle.
This is so much.
But it captures that ramshackle charm of Star Wars. Like it doesn't do it as well, but everything does look like it was just kind of put together in an afternoon.
And the Italian film industry was a big thing at the time. At the time, the
Well, it's
cheapest
happening.
place to shoot a movie was in Italy. Italy or the Philippines. Most of the B movies you watched in the 70s were shot in one of the two.
Louis Coates.
It was cheap.
That's the director of
Luigi Cosi,
Luigi Cosi.
released on March 7th, 1979 in Los Angeles.
That's quick.
We were wondering what theaters was StarCrash playing at,
I don't
The
know.
worst in town, I imagine, right?
But was
But-
it in the theater?
Yeah, that was before video, so but
I'll
it went to the
give-
worst theaters in town.
I'll give Roger Corman credit for this, though. When he started New World Pictures, he called it New World Pictures and not New World Films because he realized that film wasn't going to be the medium forever. So he wanted to make sure that the company would survive, whether it went to video or what. They called it Pictures.
And the Mystery Science Theater jokes made me laugh. I mean, I think a lot of people thought that I was kind of, I wasn't going to enjoy the new Mystery Science Theater. I was just of the.
You're just
no-
being you.
I was just of the notion.
Like you really weren't gonna
Oh, Mike
it
ate
wasn't
something.
the people,
Surprise,
it was
surprise.
you, Mike.
I was just of the notion that there seems to be a notion amongst fan communities that everything is going to be amazing, everything's going to be excellent, everything is pure. Like if you
I
don't.
agree with
If
that
you
at
don't,
all.
if you don't want
Well,
to
I
think
think
that
the
Mystery
idea
Science
was-
Theater
I don't
is a
agree with
cash
that.
grab, and this is coming from someone who eagerly anticipates every Star Wars movie, which I understand is a cash grab. then you're bonkers. You're out there. You don't get it. Like,
I mean, I don't agree with that. I think fans come ready to shit on things.
oh, not the.
I agree with Katie.
Do you read the same fucking Twitter feed that I read, where everything's fucking amazing and everything's perfect?
I read the
Not
avclub.com where
awesome.
everyone's ready to take a dump on everything.
Oh no! It seems like everything's supposed to be everybody that I read is like everything's amazing and everything's perfect. Like Mystery Science Theater is
I find
the
it hard
perfect
to believe
return.
That's what you're reading because you talk about
Yeah,
all
I
this shit
don't
that
know.
everybody shits on.
I mean, I think it's good. I think they did a good job with the new Mystery Science Theater by making something that was different enough that it wasn't just, an attempt to recreate what was already there.
I would agree with that statement, except for one thing: if they had built new robots. They don't have the voices for the original roles. Either one of set.
Sure.
If they had built new robots,
New arms, though. He's got
bullshit.
new big arms. That do
If
stuff.
they had built 2 new robots and it
We've got
wasn't
a new
Tom,
Gypsy.
it's Gypsy. That's
I'm
Gypsy.
Just saying.
Okay, so if the
She
voices
comes from
were the
up
same,
instead of from
if
down.
The voices were the same and the bodies looked different.
That
It
would
would be a
inevitably
different
be
movie.
disappointing, in my opinion.
Well, that sounds like that's what he wanted.
I wanted new robots. If you're gonna do new Mystery Science Theater, do new robots.
Is it new robots or you want new characters?
Like build 2 new robots that are 2 brand new
Okay,
characters.
No, I don't think you're listening to me. Do you want new
Both.
physical things
Both.
or do you want new personality?
Both.
You're saying both.
Yeah.
All right. Let's do that then.
I think that would have been too far for the fan base of this show.
Originality is dead.
I mean, what I like about Netflix is that they're not trying to get new viewers. They don't care. They already know.
Netflix is real.
They already know how to just get the old viewers. Like
They're in hundreds of countries. The whole world gets Netflix.
How many people do you know that were excited for the Fuller House to come back?
Well, you want to talk about
Yeah.
how the boomers ruined everything, like with consumerism. Like our generation are the biggest bunch of fucking consumers of junk that you'd ever want to see.
Oh, for sure.
I mean, we grew up with cheap plastic toys that go for thousands and thousands of dollars on the internet now.
My $3.99 Happy Meal at McDonald's now costs
Oh,
$1
yeah.
grand.
And it's what Netflix is doing. They're catering to our love of fucking junk. I'm being am I being too cynical now? Am I bringing it down too much?
Here's what I think. I think the argument is that today there's too many remakes is an ahistorical argument. I think that when you look at the 1970s, they were remaking shit that came out in the 50s. When you look at the 1950s, they were remaking shit that came out in the 20s and 30s. That's just how it is. And to be like, oh, there's too many remakes today is to not be aware of what was actually coming out 40 years ago.
I'm not complaining about remakes, though. I'm complaining about where they get the entire old cast back together to do some half-ass version of
You're
what it used to be.
complaining about a remake.
No, a remake is an all-new
You're
cast.
talking about Fuller House and Roseanne.
Yeah.
So
And Mystery Science
revival.
Mystery Science Theater survived. Mystery Science Theater survived because the jokes are still funny. And
Well, I think Mystery Science Theater survived because they've already had a couple different hosts already and several robots already. It's not like it's this sacred thing. They've already had 3 different crows, so what's the 4th?
Tom
What's
Servo
the
is which
matter?
one?
the red one,
And which one's the other one?
Crow.
Crow.
Okay. And Gypsy's the big one?
Gypsy's the lady.
She does
the
have
lady robot that talks like this.
she does have an
not-
expanded role.
She's not
the
in
old
it
show.
very much.
She's
She never
in it
was.
more in the new ones.
Yeah.
Okay. She wasn't in
She was
StarCrash.
barely in it at all in the original because they couldn't afford
No,
to do
in
the effects.
StarCrash it wasn't in. She wasn't
No,
in.
yeah, barely.
Little
Oh,
bit.
she never sits in the theater with the. She's
No,
the one who
she
pilots the
drops down
ship.
from the ceiling sometimes.
Technically,
Oh,
if you want to get into the mythology of the characters, Gypsy's the one piloting the ship. I believe that's what I remember from the old show.
Yeah.
I'm not complaining. Everything can be remade. You can remake stuff till the day dies, but like, there's a reason all these revivals are. You didn't see revivals never really took off the way they take off now. Remember when they made Black All in the Family in the '90s?
Do you remember the Munsters?
Yeah, Monsters Today.
And
Remember when
and
they
the
made
new Leave It to
Addams
Beaver?
Family movie and the Flintstones movie and the Brady Bunch movie?
Adam's Family movie's not very good,
Yeah, but they made it.
and Adam's Family
They
movie's not very
made it.
good. Flintstones movie's not very good. Brady Bunch movie is excellent because they went meta with it.
The what movie?
The Brady Bunch movie.
do love the
The Brady Bunch movie is slick. That's slickly executed nostalgia.
I just think it's a generational thing where every generation goes, "Oh, why are there so many remakes these days?" And then the people 20 years before them were saying, "Oh, why are there so many remakes these days?" I think it's just sort of part of the mechanics of film and TV, which is that it's half art and half business.
I don't know. Originality's dead.
The new Leave It to Beaver.
The new Leave It to Beaver. That was pretty
The
bad.
series began with the 1983 reunion television movie Still the Beaver that aired on CBS. and then it was a show on the Disney Channel, and then TBS picked it up.
Hey.
It was on for 5 years. Holy cow.
And when do you think they're going to pay Mike Judge enough money to bring Beavis and Butthead back?
Ooh.
You know, he's doing pretty good with Silicon Valley.
They're gonna,
Yeah, that's
they're
true.
gonna,
He does have a
They're
nickname.
going to bring a truckload of fucking money to his house one day.
You
I
think they'll
guarantee.
back it up?
Watch it be Netflix. Watch it be.
If
Now,
Daria hasn't come, I think Daria would come
but I
back
do believe that
before
Mike. I actually do
Beavis and
believe
Butthead would
in
come
Mike
back.
Judge as an artist in a way
I
where
love- yeah.
I don't.
Everybody would
I
thought
don't
that
think-
it would be King of the Hill instead.
King of the Hill. King of the Hill.
I'd watch King of the Hill.
Is
I'd watch
by
King of the
far
Hill.
King of the Hill
superior to Beavis and Butthead, The Good Family, Silicon Valley. Is better than any Mike Judge movie, including Office Space. It's better than
King of the Hill was great.
what's the one with Hector Macho Camacho? Terry Crews.
Idiocracy?
Yeah, it's better than Idiocracy.
I don't like Idiocracy as much as everybody
it's
else
better
does.
than the Extract.
Extract's weird. I saw that at the
It's so
show.
dark. I don't
I'm not.
Oh,
sure.
you and 10 other people.
There was 3 people in the theater on Sunday afternoon when I went to see that.
I mean, Netflix has gotten back is with Christopher Guest, right? He's got a movie, a series on
I
Netflix.
think it's that Schitt's Creek show.
Schitt's Creek is not that bad.
Yeah,
I've been
that's
wanting
him,
to
That's
watch-
right?
Christopher Guest.
I think so. Yeah.
That's kind of
What's the one on Amazon that's set in the 80s at the fucking
the Man in
Red
the High
Oaks.
Castle.
yeah.
Steven Soderbergh's involved in that.
No, it's a joke though. It's like set in the 80s or something.
Is that the one that Pat was talking about?
No.
Post about.
I don't think so. No, it was about it's like a teen sex comedy set at a
I think you're thinking of Red Oaks.
maybe that's it. I think
It's
somebody
at the
told me to
country
watch
club?
it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's Red
Okay,
Oaks.
and that's Soderbergh.
Soderbergh's involved in that.
Soderbergh doesn't know how to make people laugh.
He don't direct, but he
Soderbergh's
executive
not funny.
He executive produces
Did
it.
Soderbergh do the Nick?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I love the.
Oh, I
Nick.
love the Nick too.
Oh, the Nick was so good.
Did you see both season 1 and 2?
No, I just saw the first season. I've been
Oh,
waiting to
season
watch
one-
episode 2.
Season 1 was so good. Oh, did you see the first episode?
No, season 2. Sorry,
Oh.
this classic ice.
it's
Had a couple.
hey, it's we're
ice.
what are we
It's
nearing in this
crazy.
time?
Only an hour and a half.
The Nick.
Okay, because like for
was on
10
Cinemax?
bucks,
We
we have
watched
not
on
dipped
HBO
into
Go.
anything else.
Okay, so
No, that's part of the fun.
Yeah.
In the Mick.
Is there another beard on there?
No, yeah, there's that show, but that's a different show.
Okay, no,
With the chick
totally
from
not
It's Always
interested
Sunny.
in watching that.
Oh no, the Nick is
The Nick is
19
so good.
a 1900s era.
Nobody else watched the Nick but me. I
Oh,
thought.
God.
Fuck yeah.
1900s era hospital drama that takes place in
And
like
they
in New York.
smoke all this opium and shit.
Is it
right?
better than St. Elsewhere?
I think so. It's so compelling. Like
Oh, the Nick was so good.
they okay,
on Showtime, right?
It's not just
Cinemax.
it's not just like
One of the
a
channels I don't
set.
get.
So like
It's on HBO.
there's
Go.
a lot that happens outside, and they have found an area of New York where it looks like 1900s, like New York. Like these
Probably a real expensive part of New York these days.
To pay for them busting down streets that you can't drive.
Clive Owen is addicted to cocaine,
Yeah.
and he's
And
like
he
a,
goes to the opium den and
Yeah.
shit. He's just like a drug addict. But he's like this like brilliant surgeon, and it was back in the day where if you were some brilliant white dude, they'd let you do whatever you wanted. And so he'd do all these like crazy surgeries on people, and sometimes they work, and sometimes they don't.
in each
modern
episode,
day.
there's a little bit of like the MacGyver thing where like
Kind of like modern day.
they talk about
More
like
so, but
how-
similar idea.
how this particular like medical intervention came about.
And then
like
there's the other doctor who's like
The black
just
one?
as good as he is, but he's black, and so like he's got all these like
He's gotta
obstacles that
rise
gotta
up, and
overcome.
he's-
yeah, it's so good. Guys, watch the Nick.
I don't have Cinemax. I can't keep up on all these fucking shows.
yeah, it's hard, man.
So I just end up watching Johnny Carson reruns on Nintendo TV. It's just easier.
are you cable free?
I have a couple channels that they gave me, but none of the ones I want to watch.
Watching Newhart. But No, and you were fascinated by my fascination with it because I had never watched it when I was.
Newhart's okay.
You fucking love Three's Company,
I
which
love
was exotic to me.
Three's Company's fucking
You
funny.
fucking
as
love
shit.
that
It makes you so anxious watching it, doesn't it?
Oh man.
Like, when are they going to find out that he's
Like,
just...
we were gonna go to. We went and saw Cheap Trick in Milwaukee, and then we were gonna go see Cheap Trick again in the suburbs. But despite my best efforts, walking around the lobby, basically yelling, "Who's got a ticket?" Just being just like annoying.
You got
And
into
Nothing
a
on,
lobby.
nothing on
with them?
StubHub?
Yeah, and none of the
There's nothing
security
like that.
guards were happy about it. But I walked around for a while.
You're outside on the street looking for a ticket.
I tried both, to be honest. But couldn't get tickets, so we just came back here and just got high as fuck and watched Three's Company.
That was right before you...
Yay.
That was the night before parade day, right?
It was like
It was right before parade.
it was
day.
like the 40th anniversary of the premiere or something like that.
Of Three's Company?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kitty was...
So and Mike was so into it, and I was just so like fascinated, like because I didn't grow up with Three's Company, and so I was just
Oh,
like,
I did.
this show's funny. It's funny.
No, it's
laughed.
pretty bad.
No, it had some good jokes.
All those shows that I like are just such
The
broad.
double entendres.
There's such broad slapstick, like even Laverne and Shirley and Happy Days, which I love, like just such broad slapstick.
Was this wasn't your first Southside Irish parade, was it?
Oh no, it's my third. I've been to 3 now.
3? Well, yeah, you weren't at last year's, were you?
I was at last
Yeah,
year.
you were. I remember now.
We went,
Yeah, well, it was raining.
and then the year
As most
the year
Southside
before was
parades.
the first year that we went to those guys' house,
Oh yeah, that was
and
good.
they were playing music, and then you like grabbed a guitar from your parents or something and went over there and played all those Springsteen tunes. Then they
Remember
invited
that?
you back the next year, and then this year their
That never
party
happened.
sucked.
No, they never had a party this
They
year.
didn't even have a party. That was somebody else's
It
party.
was somebody else's
Our
party.
party sucked.
Were you doing the Bruce Springsteen impression a little while ago? Not tonight. You were doing like the Bruce Springsteen storytellers.
We were doing something. I can't remember what the
that
hell I
was
was
last
telling you about.
episode.
What, drinks on Monday?
I think so.
Oh, I want to just take
Unless
a
we
moment
talked
to
about
think
it
on my
at the,
fans.
No,
show
you gotta talk about. You gotta talk about. We were just out there, you know.
Oh,
Let me,
here we
let me
go,
tell you
here
something
we
about. Let me tell you something about like Mystery Science Theater 3000. Like, when I was a kid, like it was funny. Like it was good. Like it was original. It was something new, and it looked like it was just made by a bunch of guys just hanging out in the garage. It's kind of like when you're in a band and you're just hanging out in the garage and you're trying to make some tunes and you're struggling real hard and you're trying to make it. Like you're trying to make it. You want to make it so big. You want to make it so big that you're the biggest television show in the world. And then you get that big, and then you have a revival, and it's just like a shell. It's just like a shell, like an empty shell, like an eggshell of your former self. And it's like you can have all that money in the world, but you can try to make those sets look cheap, but like it's not like the original. It's not like how it was. It's not like how it was when you were a teenager and you're just trying to make that show.
You
Where you
go
just have to go,
down
1,
to
2, 3,
the
oh!
river, and into the river we ran. Just fade out with the river right there. Like that's the end of the
And it
episode.
was- Whoever talks about the Nick, like how back when I was trying to be a doctor,
I didn't have
back
Cinemax at
back
the
in the
time.
1930s, it's like it was tough. It was tough for that black doctor. I was there, and I was like, Clarence, like maybe the doctor thing doesn't work out. Maybe you could just be my saxophone player. You ready, Steve? 1, 2, 3, 4. Welcome back. The Dan Lynch $10 challenge has taken its toll on everybody.
Yeah.
Woo.
Two
Can I say
two ice beers, a shot between the four of us, and a
little
magnum
teeny
of
tiny
Blossom Hill.
Black velvet. This isn't a karaoke show.
Is that yacht rock?
The song Black Velvet.
Sultry song.
It is a sultry hit.
Sultry.
Black Velvet is a sultry hit.
Sultry.
That's the only episode of Yacht Rock that you've listened to, isn't it?
It is. And I love all those hits, man. So Punts and Pints has started to be promoted June 17th.
What's that?
Wait, what?
Punts and Pints is kind of like an urban golf course. So there's like nine different bars.
Is that
Blue
Sulphur?
Island. 9 different bars that are each designed their own golf hole, and
Like
then
it's a bar crawl.
yeah,
With golf?
I didn't.
Yep.
I didn't catch that.
Do you bring a
initially.
golf club?
it's best if you do, but if you don't have one, then
Are you allowed to like break a bitch's windshield if they're mean to you?
Oh, no. Don't
that's
do that.
Why would you do that?
Sounds illegal.
Because you got a golf club.
Is that what they do in Ohio?
I keep a Louisville plugger in my trunk, but I don't.
I think a golf club would hurt more than a bat.
Any hoodle.
Just saying.
That's,
If you need to
so-
break a bitch's windshield, golf clubs are metal. That's all I'm saying.
What's going on with Punts and Pints?
so they've started promoting it. It's happening June 17th.
I like that.
If you want more information, get
What's
Drinks
up?
on
What you
Monday.
got?
Things going on this weekend.
Yeah, what do you got?
Oh shit! Wait.
You wanted to promote some stuff
Yeah, what
this
you
week.
got?
When's this happen?
This will go up Monday.
It's going up on Monday, so next week.
So Mother's Day weekend is what you want to promote.
Okay, so Beverly, the neighborhood of Beverly works in conjunction with Little Company of Mary to do a.
They tore that
a
fucker
walk.
down.
Oh, they built a new one.
Okay, so they're doing a lost herd breast cancer. The Beverly deal started about 7 or so years ago. This year they're doing it Sunday, May 14th, which is Mother's Day at Bridge Park, starting at 8 a.m. It's a 3-hour walk, the Beverly Breast Cancer Walk, BBCW. I don't think you need to make a huge donation to get it going. But up to this day, they have raised about $5 million, and that's a lot of goddamn money.
a lot.
And it's not done through Avon, and it's not to say anything bad against that, but this is really a community coming together to do a walk for breast cancer and raising funds that are for hospitals and facilities within the community specifically, such as all of the facilities that Little Company of Mary operates on the south side. So there are still spots, positions. If you want to participate, you can still do that on Mother's Day. You're looking at $40 or less.
Where can we find the information for this?
We are looking at give.lcmh.org. So give.lcmh.org.
Katie, what are you plugging?
Well, I'm going to go ahead and plug 3 different shows, all at the Comfort Station in Logan Square in Chicago.
Comfort Station sounds so familiar. Why do I know that?
Because it's right off the Logan Square Blue Line stop.
Was Pat doing something there?
You just led me to it.
Oh, my bad.
On Wednesday, a couple days after this
Wednesday,
episode,
May 10th.
After this episode drops, there's a show called Werewolves, Perverts, and Cops, in which they will be showing some shorts from Suburban Garage Productions, aka
Is
Our
that
co-host, Mike Vanderbilt,
is that
pedestal.
yours? Is that
Yes.
you and Pat's?
Yes, we'll be showing from our collection. We'll be showing Blood Spray and the trailer for Don't Pull Out. That won
The 2 newest ones, right?
yeah, the won the Body Bag Award for
Yeah, it worked out
2017.
really
It's
well.
going to be distributed by Trauma.
It's also going to be from Derek Brash. We're
Yep.
going to see
Our boy Derek
something-
Brash.
Yes.
He's
right?
got a whole bunch of shorts. The Lazy Werewolf.
Yes, the Lazy Werewolf, and what did you just say?
I'm going to show you a trailer. We're going to see a trailer for his newest film, Mutilation Massacre, that I
was
cut.
awesome.
yeah, and
I
that's
think I have a soft spot for it.
it's a couple days after this episode drops on Wednesday, May 10th. And then the following Tuesday after that's a show that I do there monthly called Once in a Lifetime, which is Lifetime movies that we watch. And we,
What's next on deck for that one?
It's called
What'd you do last time? Tell Dan what you did
We
last
did
time.
one called The Craigslist Killer, which is a
You ever
true,
seen that one,
true
Dan?
crime Lifetime movie.
I've never even heard of the Craigslist killer.
It's got a weird ending that's sort of like The Notebook, only it's about a guy who killed people off Craigslist, so tonally it's all wrong. This one is called Stalked by My Doctor.
Oh, okay. I did
Oh,
see.
tell us who's in it.
Whoa.
Tell us who's in it.
Eric
That's a big
fucking
drop.
Roberts as
Yes.
the doctor, thank you very much.
That's awesome.
Dan, you're an Eric Roberts fan, aren't you?
He was in Sleeping
And
with
you
the
know
Enemy?
and you know what fucking
No,
what?
that's That's
What year
Julia
did they
Roberts.
do
That's
this?
his sister.
2015. And then the sequel came
It
out
was
in
on Lifetime, right?
2016.
Wait, there's two of them
Oh, yeah, they made a sequel.
with Eric. They both with Eric Roberts.
Hell yeah.
I
What
think
else
I'm-
is that guy
this
doing?
Was post.
Am I thinking of Eric Stoltz? No, is that
You're
Eric,
thinking of-
Eric Roberts?
Eric
Best of the
Stoltz,
best.
Eric Roberts.
Oh, you're thinking of Eric Roberts.
Eric
Julia
Roberts,
brother,
Best of
my
the
friend.
best.
Star 80. You ever seen Star 80?
That one's sleazy, too.
Yeah. What else was he in? What's he best known for?
I don't know, but in this one, he's a creepy doctor.
He's
who-
good at playing a creep, Eric.
A
Roberts.
girl
He
is.
was in,
Listen, a girl gets
Dark
in a
Knight.
car crash because her boyfriend's texting, and so she goes to the
Are you
hospital.
serious?
Yeah, absolutely serious. And so she goes to the hospital, and then Eric Roberts is her doctor, and he's like, "You're pretty," and she's like, "What?" And then he's like, "I got you a doll," and she's like, "How'd you know I like these dolls?" And he's like, "'Cause I'm your doctor." And then
Didn't you
there's-
see Star 80?
and then there's a whole movie like that. And so I'll be doing that movie with a little bit of commentary before and after.
Riff
With
track style or
not necessarily. We more just kind of chat before and then take a break in the middle and then chat after. Because listen,
Once in a
I would
Lifetime
never
is a
presume-
great moniker, man. That's really nice.
thank you. I'm doing it with my friend Danette Chavez, who works with me at the AV Club. So we'll be talking about Stalked by My Dog.
Every Tuesday, I see you on the AV Club Live. I don't remember what you were talking about the last
Oh,
one.
we ain't doing
oh,
that no more.
no. It was
No money in the till, huh?
Prevenge. That's what you were talking
Oh,
about.
hell yeah.
You got the pregnancy
test they
test.
sent us in the mail, yeah.
Did you watch Prevenge yet?
Oh
No.
wait, Drew actually told me about that this weekend.
Oh, the
I
the
didn't
killer
read it. I
the
didn't
killer
see it
pregnant
pop
lady
up.
movie?
Yeah, Drew told me about it.
Yeah,
He was like,
I
there
got
was
a pregnancy test in the mail.
He's like, guess who it was sent to?
Me.
Katie. Blank.
And your
Katie's
co-host
last
was like,
name.
Katie, do you need a pregnancy test? And you're like, no, I don't need a pregnancy
I'm like,
test.
I try my best not to. Thank you.
Excuse me. Why did you need a pregnancy? What's going on here? What's happening?
Hey.
They were promoting
Guys,
Prevenge, and they
it's-
sent.
I've had
the
some
release
drinks,
of the
and
movie.
so we probably shouldn't talk about all the Trump.
Oh, is this
Care.
it? Does this have to do with the
Myself.
IUD thing? God damn
God,
it!
it's
Hey,
Hey, IUD, baby.
hey, you know what? Don't blame me. I voted for Hillary. Tough luck, motherfuckers.
I don't know what.
Anyway.
Did something happen?
Did
Something
everyone-
happened today with the
Anyway.
vote, right?
Yeah,
My
but
dad was talking about
it
it.
passed the House, but the Senate's going to rewrite
And then he started talking about
don't count on that.
Colbert.
Well, that's
like,
what's going to happen.
Colbert saying something inappropriate.
Oh, that
Oh,
got,
that's a whole separate issue.
that got a friend of mine in trouble. Actually, I guess I don't want to talk about it on air. I'll
No.
talk about
What's
it
his
later.
name?
Anyway,
No,
Let's
don't do
move
it.
on to May 24th, which is the final Comfort Station show that we are plugging for
I will
this
be
month.
doing a presentation on Lucas-ploitation, as we tried to discuss in our StarCrash segment of the show. But
and then start talking about the fucking Nick instead, because that show is great.
that is how Drinks on Monday seems to go, though.
But
I didn't
you,
feel-
Good idea.
I have
And then
this
we do something
vision
else.
for the show where you are wearing a sport coat with like leather patches on the elbows, and you have a little, like.
Oh, I'm
going to
have a laser pointer.
Yeah, and you're flipping through slides.
Oh, there's going to be a PowerPoint.
You're just
for
going to
this.
download the app to your phone?
No, I'm going to do a PowerPoint like on my computer, like I used to do in college. Except I'm going to be doing about Lucas-ploitation.
No, you
About
should,
shit
do-
you
you
care
should go
about.
old school and just do like a slideshow.
I thought about that.
You
I-
should just get a fucking
But
projector.
PowerPoint
You
is
just need to get a
PowerPoint
goddamn
is
projector
so much.
screen.
PowerPoint is so much more user friendly. But I really want to do it right. I'm nervous about it, and I'm excited about it at the same time. I
You're
think,
a good orator.
but I, you know what? I did a storytelling thing
Bruce Springsteen stuff.
a couple months ago. No, the story I didn't. You know what? I didn't prepare well enough for it. I performed and I told a story, and the story part was a little rough because it was out of my comfort zone. I thought it would be easy because I talk on here all day. I'm in movies, but it was
Nathan,
different.
easy.
It was different, and if I did it again, I'd be fine. But I definitely need to have no cards. And I realized in most of my speeches I gave in college, I always had no
Yeah.
cards on me, and I was pretty good about engaging the audience. And that's what I want to do with the Lucas-ploitation thing at Comfort Zone. I'm telling everybody right now, anybody who's listening to this who comes, is that it's interactive. I don't want the audience to be quiet. I want the audience to heckle and throw stuff out, because I'm not scared of that. I think that you might help me. You might know shit that I don't know.
Well,
Until
you're a
I-
musician, so you're used
Until
to
I
it.
tell you to shut the fuck up, and then I'll just have you ejected from the building. So tough luck, motherfucker.
So
I'm
that
sorry.
is
You don't run
May
yourself.
24th at Comfort Station, which is right off the Logan Square Blue Line stop in Chicago, Illinois, starting at 8 p.m.
No, I'm doing the late show that night. That's going to be 10 p.m.
Oh wow!
So I'm hoping everybody shows up good and loaded to that
All
one.
right, there's a lot of bars around.
Is it a bar?
No, there's no
No.
booze allowed. If you're
BYOB.
drinking there, you need to be real slick about it.
Yeah.
You can't just bring a
Because
double gulp full of
it's a
SoCo.
city. It's a city arts kind of thing.
I'm not suggesting you bring a double
the
cup
city's
full.
involved, so
It's
you
a
can't.
public club.
You got to be cool.
I'm not suggesting you bring a double gulp full of whiskey, but
Don't.
I mean
You
I
got to
don't
be cool.
I don't think you're going to be asked to dump a double gulp that presumably is not full of whiskey. I don't know.
In the invites for Once in a Lifetime, I always say there's no alcohol at the venue, but there's bars within a minute's walking distance, so you figure it out.
And then the only other thing I have going on is the Modern Day Rippers are opening for a Ramon on May 11th.
Are you running a marathon this year?
I'll do the fucking Ridge Run 10K.
10K.
You gonna do
You
it?
don't got to even train
Are
for
you
that,
gonna-
huh?
Are you gonna do it with me?
I got a wedding.
I should train. You're fucking.
The Drinks on Monday style, where we drink a
Oh.
beer every 1K.
Oh, Oh, you go to a wedding on a Sunday.
sounds like
You
a
go to a
lot.
wedding on a Sunday night on a holiday
Saturday
weekend.
night.
That sounds pleasant.
It is pleasant. Yeah.
So I'm opening for Ramon.
Is
Listen, guys, I'm trying to walk more. Trying to get like a mile.
Didn't you run
walking in every day.
one of these?
Yeah,
The
and Mike was
5K.
there. It was not. It wasn't cute.
A 5K.
I did a 5K. Half of it was fine, and then the other half was not cute.
Blisters, rain.
More just
No,
being
it was a
like,
nice
is
day.
it done yet?
It was
It's
a
more
nice
just me
day.
being an
It was a
asshole.
nice day. So Cobra Lounge, come see the Modern Day Rippers. Open for CJ Ramon, the other Ramon, the last Ramon, the Ramon that replaced the DD sometime in the 90s.
High Rise Brewing. That's what they do
What?
at Cobra.
Oh.
High Rise Brewing, right?
I guess maybe.
No, there's the one thing I couldn't remember earlier today. I think their Cobra Lounge shut down. What are we at? May 2017, about 2 or so years ago, and I think they came up with High Rise Brewing after the fact.
All right. Here, oh shit. Let me. Damn it! I didn't have the Drinks on Monday script ready. All right. I'm not even gonna cut that part out.
Shit happens.
All right. So thanks to Dan Lynch
The $10
for
challenge.
thanks to Dan Lynch for his $10 challenge, the $10 bartender.
Good job, Dan.
Thanks to Ashley from Service Industry Confidential for appearing on the show. Thanks to Katie from Revenge of the Pod People for appearing on the show. This isn't a bad lineup for. I mean, even though we're only doing one more show before we go on break for the year. You can subscribe to Drinks on Monday at iTunes and Stitcher, whatever that is. You can interact with the Strike Team on Facebook at Drinks on Monday and Twitter at Drinks on Monday. Don't forget to rate and review us on iTunes so that we can pick up heat. You can look at the Strike Team on Instagram at Drinks on Monday. You can gain access to exclusive video content on YouTube by subscribing to Drinks on Monday. Thank you, and have a pleasant tomorrow.